Hey everybody, how's it going? Good evening and welcome to another CAF update. Greetings to all the comic art fans in the audience this evening. Look, I'm even wearing a DC styled shirt tonight. I don't even know where it came from. It was on my desk this morning. It's probably a gift from my in-laws in some weird way, but there you go. I've got a Batman shirt. I've always wanted one. Now I've got one. So nice to see everybody in the chat. Marcus, of course, as always, and Gabe Carino, and Ruben, and Matt, and West, and Alfredo. I'm not even going to go scrolling all the way through the list. Mr. Easy Go Lucky, Mr. Red Jack always is first, of course, and Callahan and Welch, and Tyler T, who we'll be seeing later in the weekly flip, by the way, and Brett and Sean. Man, everybody's in here. So welcome, of course. Yeah, DC is damn cool, says West. Is that what it stands for? I had no idea. If I would have known that as a kid, maybe I would have warmed up to DC a little bit more. But I never got that warm, fuzzy feeling from DC. Yes, Tyler has admitted to being the flipper of the night. So yeah, and I've actually got a backlog of flipping videos too. I've got who did I get some videos from? I got a video from Rich Cirillo. I've got some from Derek. So yeah, but keep sending them in. Keep contacting me. I'm going to work them in to the segments as much as I can. I mean, sometimes I might have to show two. I'm only going to show Tyler's tonight. But if anybody was paying attention to YouTube, I did post the first 3 flips that were made to YouTube as kind of standalone video clips because, all that stuff is really good. I've been meaning to do that with a lot of the material that I put together in these CAF updates, like the gallery walkthroughs or some of the con walkthroughs, those sorts of things. I've always been too busy, but today I decided I had to do it. So what I'm going to try to do from now on is release the weekly flip as a standalone clip every Friday. So Tyler's clip will actually turn on tomorrow sometime, I think around 1 p.m. Eastern. So there. I want to get some more mileage out of the flips. Everybody seems to like those, and I like them as well. Good evening, Mikhail. Nice to see you as well. So CJ and John, man, everybody's in here. All right. So I figure we probably should just start talking about Comic Art Live first. I've got a long list of notes here. I've got some additional stats and things that are being compiled as we speak, and that I've got in some spreadsheets here. What I think I'll probably do is include in the market report for next week. I'll give it to Colin, or I'll create a standalone market report for Comic Art Live and just try to break down all the sales data and important data from the show as far as traffic and those sorts of things. But as we talked about right after Comic Art Live, I'd say everything was up between 5 and 10%, whether it was sales or it was site traffic, new premium members, people who subscribe to the YouTube channel during the shows. It was all pretty much across the board an increase of anywhere between 5 and 10%. So I'm trying to keep up with you guys in the chat. Yeah, Jeff says, yeah, I didn't take too many pictures of MegaCon, Jeff. And you know what? I'm kind of kicking myself now. Of all the video clips I put together, I forgot to put the one together that I shot at MegaCon. So I'll have to have that in next week's CAF update as well. But I didn't take a whole lot. I did one walkthrough of Artist Alley, and that was about it. So not much of a video clip there, but I have plans. So where is my wall art? Stanley, at some point there will be art on these walls, I promise you. I'm actually going back to Ohio tomorrow. So I've got an early flight, and no, actually it's an afternoon flight. I leave the house early because of the circuitous way I'm actually getting to the airport. But I'll be back in Ohio around dinner time. So the next time everybody sees me, I will be back home. So there will be plenty of art on the walls there. I shouldn't say home, right? I should say back at the house in Ohio, because this is my home now. And I just got to get that art moved down here. So we'll see how long I'm stuck in Ohio. Hopefully it's less than 2 months. We shall see. I've just got to get some work done there so I can get the house on the market. So just going through here before I get going. Can't wait to, yep. Yes, lots of things to talk about. Kelsey says they can't wait to see me as a special guest at the Abari. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a little bit. All right. So, all right. Not driving. I'm not driving. No, I'm flying back home because I'll be driving a U-Haul back down here, I'm sure, in August. So I will be flying to Heroes when I go to that as well, just so time is precious these days. So I can't be driving as much as I'd like to. Wolviana's motorcycle figure rocks. Thank you, Rick. That figure was in the intro to Dueling Dealers yesterday. I'm sure everybody noticed that. I had since my tech is rather limited here, I just took what I had in the office and put together that Dueling Dealers intro using the toys on that, or the dolls. I think as somebody told me, the dolls on the back wall over there. But it worked. It worked for an intro. All right, so I could just go through. The thing is, and just so everybody knows, I got a lot of emails. I mean, many emails with feedback, and I will tell everyone I haven't replied to any of them because of my schedule. So if you're one of the many people who has emailed me, don't feel bad because I haven't replied to anybody yet, and not because I didn't want to, just the schedule I've been on. But I did go through them all and came up with kind of a list of just general comments about the show, things that people would like to see enhanced and improved. So, I won't go over the boring stuff that I need to talk with Maureen about. One of the comments was, we haven't yet ever deleted a single email out of that email system that we have in there for you, and we don't provide a means for you to delete it either. So we're going to probably, going forward, just clear out the emails from the email system after a show. Well, I should say after we turn the booth off from your access 100%, then we will clear out the emails, because at that point you really don't need them anyway. And as everybody knows, all emails happen off-site after that first email happens from a potential buyer to an exhibitor. So, and whether or not that's a good thing, I'm not quite sure. I've gotten a few different comments related to booth emails and, purchase request emails that, make me in some ways think that maybe that conversation of, potentially haggling back and forth, completing a sale, whatever, should all happen within a CAF style system. I think, in part because somebody had emailed me, I think it was Matt Moore, you might have emailed me this one. You were saying how you thought some people were emailing you through, and it was going into your CAF mail. Some of it was going through the exhibitor mail. Well, the only way it was going in your CAF mail was if somebody was actually going to your CAF gallery, which they could do. A lot of sales happen in your classifieds during Comic Art Live, but the only way anything got in your CAF mail was if somebody went back to your booth. So Mr. Easy Go Lucky says still getting offers. Exactly. Well, actually many of the times I got a question about something that actually is already built into Comic Art Live, and I can kind of share a screen here and show you, because if you saved any artwork during the show, you can actually go back and, well, you can't go back to the artwork, but you can actually go back and follow up with you can get back to who owned the booth and who had the artwork. So if I go into my saved artworks, there you go. That's what I was looking at, everybody. Somebody got my Sergio Storm piece. Nobody bought that Adam Hughes sketch cover. Somebody got the Mannix of Rare Thor. Doggone it. And what else was I looking at there? Just some other stuff I ended up liking. But when the show is over, when the show is going, live and everything, the artwork itself and the title of the artwork links over to the piece in the booth, and the name of the owner links over to their booth. However, now that the show is over, you can go over here, and that link actually goes over to the person's booth, or I'm running around in circles here. It goes over to their CAF gallery. So you may not have known it was Paul's booth at the time, but when you go over there, because I think his booth was named something different. We actually show the booth name there. So at this point now, you can go over to his booth. So he may not even have this artwork in his CAF gallery, but you now know who had the art for sale. You can be making inquiries about artwork that you saved after the fact, even though you can't get into the exhibitor hall at all any longer. And yeah, Marcus, I was half tempted to throw an offer on that one, because $1,800 was a little high, but I figured if I offered 14, it wouldn't have gotten the artwork in my hand, so I didn't bother. That was what I was thinking. It's always stuff like that's always worth a try, but I didn't. I even saved a piece by Saul, George Hagenauer, and who else? Well, what was the last one? Oh, Kamala, that's right. So at any rate, just so everybody knows, if you were saving art, it's another reason to save art during the show, because you can actually get back and talk to people after the fact. I had a lot of emails. It happens every show. As soon as the halls close, I have people going, I was looking at these 3 pieces and I wanted to make a last minute offer, and now I can't, even get to them. Well, I mean, if you would have liked the art in advance, you could still get back and talk to the seller. So I just can't encourage people more than I already tried to save artworks, and then this list will be nice and long for you at the time, and you will. Marcus says the Superman on Sunday was only $800. I'm not sure which Superman that was. But anyway, point being is if you need to contact anybody because you thought, now you want to go for it, you might as well contact them through their booth. And we do leave the link to the saved artworks active underneath the Comic Art Live. We take every other link out of there, but we leave that one in there for you. So just as and I think that came out. I don't think we even had that option available until after people were asking that same question at the end of the last show. And so we turned it on here and then updated the links for everybody. All right, so that's that. I was not paying it too close attention to there. Rich Donnelly, like number 24. There you go, Rich. Keep liking the show, everybody. I know we're going on a holiday weekend here, so I was kind of assuming we'd have a lot of people not in attendance tonight as we kind of roll into Memorial Weekend and everything. But I did get a ton of very grateful emails after the show. A lot of people picked up artwork and were really, really happy, which is always nice to see, and hear from people that they had success. I mean, and a lot of sellers, I sold 2 pieces, I bought 6, and I sold 6 and I bought 2. So I broke even, or I'm at a negative. I think I saw Larry post something like that on Facebook. I sold this, I bought this, and I still ended up in the, in the red. But that's what Comic Art Live is kind of all about, right? I did not buy any artworks during the show. Myself, Maureen picked up a couple, which was nice. And James Siegel says, I had a killer CAF Live for me and for my wallet. Exactly. James picked up a very, very nice lock and key cover. So, yeah. It was like a dream come true for James, and Comic Art Live can be like that for some people. But the thing is, when I look at the stats, I'd say probably 30% of the booths didn't have any sales, which is always disappointing for me to see that when it happens. But I think it's and who knows? One person had brought up the fact that they had no sales, and it was the first time they had no sales. And I looked at their booth, and it was more kind of off. It wasn't directly in the comic art kind of category. So surprising that they probably had good sales before that time, but maybe those kind of genre buyers weren't there this time around. But sorry about Thor Bill. Yeah, Jiggy. Hey, at least I had it in my saved list. If it wouldn't have sold in the first hour or so, I would have bought it. But I went in, I started early, I threw the like on there. It's all right. There'll be others, Jiggy. I know the opportunities will be around there with Mannix and stuff. I still was tempted about that Magneto piece. I did like that one too. 30% of the people price their art too high. Well, that's true too, West. That also would lead to a lack of sales. I mean, in this person's case that I had the email with, I didn't think their art was priced too high. It was just the genre. It was more in the painterly, I wouldn't say sci-fi fantasy category, but in kind of in that area. But it happens. I mean, you can't sell every time. I mean, if somebody came to me and said, I sold great the last 3 shows and I didn't have any sales this show, I'd be like, well, at least 3 out of 4 ain't bad, right? So I'm can't cry too much. TAMD1. This was my first time setting up a booth. Had a great selling experience. Yeah, you had an email, and I know one of my notes was about your email as well. TAMD1. Let me. Because there was something in there that made me, I was like, boy, I got to remember that. What was it? There was a point you made in your email to me. I don't want to make everybody wait on me reading through an email. But I love the breakdown that you did on your thoughts about how people go through the booths looking at items and whatnot. Yeah, okay. That was something I actually mentioned at the beginning. TAMD1. You had mentioned, because a lot of people did actually have emails get spammed. I mean, if you're on AOL, I had a seller email me today telling me that they discovered that they had like 4 of their 15 emails went into spam, and there's nothing I can do about that. And, that's AOL doing it. It has nothing to do with CAF sending an email or whatnot. But I think AMD, when you mentioned that one of your emails, subsequent emails, after a request came out, went into spam. But the thing is, after that first email from somebody making a purchase request, all the emails happen between your email client and their email client. It's all happening off site. And so if something gets spammed at that point, I mean, we really have nothing to do with it. But that was why I mentioned at the beginning how maybe we need to bring those emails into the booth, after the whole sale has started, or the progression of a potential transaction has started, just because somebody's saving a copy of it. And but I don't know. I'll have to think about it. But that was what happened there with that one email. Yeah, Wes, don't ask about it. Do not ask about it. People still using, hey, Mike Berkey and Albert Moy still use AOL, believe it or not. Albert actually had he had an email problem sending out his email for his mailing today. Well, actually, it was yesterday, and it was all because of AOL. He uses a built-in system that we've built into his admin to send out his announcements. It's plain text kind of an email, of course, from Albert. But AOL was not allowing the email to get sent for some reason, so we actually had to send it out via his Gmail. So, yeah, people on AOL, you got to get off of it, because at the end of the day, they all have different weird spam filters and things, and AOL tends to be one of the worst. Although Larry and I discovered that Gmail can be a problem too. So. I guess we could jump over to that. We did talk about it a lot after the show. The want list email that went out was not good, and we rectified that on day 2. The concept was sound, as far as like trying to put all that data into an email for you, matching against your up to 20 want list keywords. But we learned a good lesson there, that not only did it almost cripple the server. I don't know if anybody was on the site in the like 20 minutes to 11 a.m. on Saturday, you noticed that the site was running really slow, because I was on it and pages were loading in like 4 or 5 seconds, and that was when the query was running. It was just the way we tried to do it just wasn't right. Yeah, live and learn. The way we did it on Sunday was perfect. But the interesting thing about the emails in general was that for some Gmail users, the email went into a pre-created folder within Gmail called promotions. It's like valid spam or something like that Gmail has. I didn't even look too closely at my Gmail, but for Larry, the email went into this promotions folder. So this was like a couple hours later. He's like, I didn't get it. I'm like, well, it was an email with 3 paragraphs and a link in it, so you had to get it. It wouldn't get spammed, and it turned out that email got filed away. So yeah, it's always a learning experience. I mean, I can't really send an email any more plain than that one, but Kelsey says it felt like a Felix drop. That's true. I was taking pictures. I think the highest number of active users on the site that I saw at any single moment on Saturday morning. Did it happen? I think it happened, where is it here? These are always timestamped. I think when it was premium member access only, we hit 775 people were on the site at any given second. And after it opened to the general public, we hit 910. And that was around, like I say, probably around, I don't know, it's not time stamped on this one, like around 1:30, so about a half hour after it opened to the general public. And then even on Sunday, I did a screenshot when the Apollo panel was running, which was at 1 p.m. on Sunday. We had 876 people on the site at a given peak moment when I was watching it. I certainly didn't look at it all the time. I just popped onto Google Analytics every now and again just to see how we were doing. But that shows you the Sunday art drop works really well. Now, I didn't have this in my notes, but one thing, hey, Victor, nice to see you. One thing I can tell you about a lot of exhibitors, whether it was their first time or not, were confused about the Saturday, Sunday thing. People were saying it would be nice if like my Saturday stuff could be moved to Sunday when Sunday rolls around. Saturday art drop happens, those 24 pieces, max 24 pieces are in your booth. And when the Sunday art drop happens, that's just adding 24 to your booth. So your 24 from Saturday are still there. You don't need to move them to Sunday. They're all there. So you could have a max of 48 artworks in your booth on Sunday, like a lot of people do. But many people were very confused about that. So I'm guessing they were probably new, but I'd have to go back, and again, I haven't replied to anybody. But the main thing being is that your quantity never goes down. You don't need to move things from Saturday to Sunday. The Saturday art is always there. Rick Welch enjoyed the Chaikin and Mike Gold panels. I didn't get to see Mike's panel, but I did watch most of Howard's because I was in the green room for that one. I could tell Howard was a little riled. I think next time I have Howard doing one of those panels, I'm going to sit in there with him so that at least I can talk to him while I'm bringing comments and things onto the chat, because I thought that was one of the better panels we've ever had. It was so fun, going through that and watching him. I mean, basically watching him talk to the screen because no one was there with him. But it was great. I really, really enjoyed it, and I want to have him come back and kind of finish the whole train of thought. Talking about the paradigm. So Michael Callahan liked the Chaikin and Anthony's tour, and I'm glad you liked Anthony's tour. I had one email about Anthony's tour that said they absolutely hated his shaky cam and didn't know why we keep having him on at noon on Sunday. So Nick Klein was cool. Yeah, that was good. I got a chance to talk with him for about 10 minutes before the first panel kicked off because he and Felix were in the green room early. So that was nice. And I had my Thor shirt on that day. So, he probably thought I was sucking up to him, but I told him it was happenstance that I had that on. Buy him a stabilizer for his camera. I really do have thought about that. He really just needs he does not have a tripod. Even though I've told him, even when he shoots his memes, he doesn't use a tripod. He makes some guys stand there and hold his cell phone the whole time. And it drives me nuts because I can never get a good shot out of him. Anthony gives his all for the hobby. Yes, he does. And he would agree to that too. So, and I like the Adam Hughes chat as well. That was a lot of fun, Brad. Weekly flip is its own thing now. Just got a notification. No, Carlos, not at all. We show them here first. We show them on the CAF update, but I wanted the weekly flip to kind of exist after the show in a little digestible bit. Because you know what? I mean, everything we do on here, I kind of want to be outreach to new collectors and whatnot. And I thought that putting out the weekly flip after we show it here on the CAF update as a standalone, 4 to 8 minute video clip is fun and easily digestible. And so people will see it. They'll get hopefully excited by it, and whether it makes them subscribe to the channel or consider doing their own. I just felt that putting them out there as a standalone after we show it here first is the way to go. Let's see. So yeah, the chats were good. Like I told everybody, I went into the whole thing thinking the chats and panels and whatnot were gonna be the weakest point of the show, and they actually ended up being really well received. I can't thank Felix enough, and Tatiana, and then Word Balloon really helped out. I mean, he brought Kelly Jones. I had no communications with Kelly Jones. I hate to say it. I actually got emailed by a couple different people about Kelly Jones afterwards, and I can make some inquiries, but I didn't say one word to him. I wasn't even part of that panel in the green room because John from Word Balloon, he has his own podcast and his own YouTube channel, so he's very savvy and he did everything himself, thankfully, because with some of the people who come in and help me host, I kind of have to go in and sit there and run everything. But when I've got John there, and even Mark now, he's really, really good with stuff, and so I kind of don't have to hold their hands at all. But I didn't even get a chance to pop in the green room and say hi to Kelly or thank him for doing a panel because of I think I was in a panel. Oh, I did the Adam Hughes panel before that, which ran long, and then I did the panel after. Or I was part of the panel after that one. Or no, there was no panel. I don't know, man. It was a blur. The whole thing is still a blur. Daniel Evan, thank you very much for the $10 super sticker. I appreciate that. We'll put it to good use here, I promise. So let's see, Kelly, what else we got here? Standalone flip was cool. Stop, move, stop. Yeah, exactly. I think that those are good. But But yeah, let's see from you guys. Panels are a history for our hobby, says Daniel. It's true. It's very true. So I want to keep them going. I just really felt like panels weren't going to be very exciting this time around because I thought I wasn't going to be able to get anybody noteworthy because of the shows, right? Because of MegaCon and a couple other shows that were going on. Of course, Annabelle didn't participate this time around because of Lake Como. And, we're going to be running into that kind of stuff all the time. The only good news I saw was that MegaCon is actually not on that weekend normally. They've already posted when they're going to be in 2023. And I think it's end of March, early April. So that means, at least for now, I've got a clear weekend, the weekend before the Memorial Weekend. Sorry, I'm not looking through all of the stuff here. Yeah. Yep. But Marcus, he can buy a cheap stabilizer for his iPhone on Amazon. I'll have to look it up because I actually would like to get one for myself, honestly. So if that's true, I haven't looked into it. I was only looking into those small Shure microphones for iPhones because I want to have one for the Heroes show when I go there. Have Jones back on. If I can, like I say, he's not my contact, unfortunately. I was going to try to at least reach out to Word Balloon, John Suntress, and just see if he'd be willing to relay any messages from some people that wanted me to, because there were a couple of people that said, that they were owed commissions, recent, and even like some that have been out there for a while. So anyway, yes, Chaikin is always worthy. I'd have Howard on every single show if he would do it. Same thing with Paulo. I mean, I love that guy to death. He's fun. His artwork is great. His panel was great. He sold really, really well this last show. So, well, and Anthony, right? I'll have him on every show as well. So let me look through a couple things here. Other requests. We're on the overall search page. We don't allow you to include more items in the results. And I believe that's true. I think we only allow you to have 38-ish pieces. And I don't even know if that number is right. 38, 36 probably is. 36 is probably the number. But it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to allow you to say 36 or 72, or 108, and at least see more results at one swatch than versus paging through it, especially now that we have so much more artwork, right? 5,400 plus artworks this time around versus 4,900 artworks the last time. It's easier if we show more, or at least allow you to see more. A lot of positive emails about our sketch event on Friday. So kudos to Jiggy and Tatiana and Ken from 4C for providing a lot of creators for that. That was it was a lot of fun. I know many people saw the artwork that was being done that night. Tatiana sent me an email the other day with, I think, 5 of her sketches for that. And then Ken Carson sent me the images from Russ Braun. So, and Aranga had all of his done. They were sent to Ken at 4C. So, my hope is that all of those sketches will be in the mail by like Friday or Saturday of next week, and some of them sooner based on when they get to the prospective reps. I know that I got a tracking number from Jiggy this morning. So his package is in the mail, and it's due to arrive in Ohio on Tuesday or Wednesday. So he and I are going to be doing a unboxing together on the next CAF update. So I got a really nice email from the Fishes, or the Fish, I guess we should say. And they had a great show. They always have great shows, but one of their comments was that they had 70% return customers, but 30% first-time buyers. And they were very happy about the 30% first-time buyers, because as regular sellers like they are, they're all about looking for good marketing opportunities. So I'd say discovering 30% new customers was a positive, because I think they probably had, I don't have their stats in front of me. I kind of do, I guess, but they had quite a few sales overall. Let me see here. What do they have? I mean, I'm not going to tell you guys how many artworks they sold, or maybe I could. What do I got there? Wow. Yeah, they sold 30 out of 42. So that's a pretty good percentage, isn't it? So that means they had 9 new customers roughly, right? So that's fantastic. I mean, that's amazing. And so we need to get the word out. I mean, I need to get the word out. But if you're buying stuff from artists that aren't repped, I mean, let them know that Comic Art Live is a viable place for them to get a little bit of positive exposure and hopefully some art sales. They can reach out to me. I'll be happy to prep them on what they need to do as we get closer to November and all that. But I mean, the reps I pretty much got covered, right, as far as working with them. But creators who are not repped need to Rangas are already in the mail, going to 4C. But yeah, please do. If you are at all talking with artists that aren't repped, let them know about Comic Art Live. I mean, it is definitely a great opportunity, I think, for creators. And it would be cool if we could actually expand Artist Alley, right? I think there were 20 artists in Artist Alley this time around, but it would be cool to get up to 40 or 50 artists out there using the show, using the show to sell some artwork. So, all right, what else we got here? Okay, I did have, this request came in numerous times as well. Before the Saturday lockdown, could we please set it up so that you can move your artwork between Saturday and Sunday? So, because you're curating your booth for Saturday and you realize you want to do it differently, you have to delete piece from Saturday and then add it again on Sunday. So, I haven't talked to Maureen about this one. Of course, it's probably pretty simple. But the thing is, being allowed to move artwork back and forth between Saturday and Sunday before that first lockdown is kind of a no-brainer and should be in there. But again, it's like some of the comments I got from Scott Wingo after the show or during the show, just things that we haven't thought about before. But a first-time exhibitor runs into these things and says, wow, why doesn't it work like that? So live and learn. Bob McCann. Wow. Thank you, man. That is amazing. $200 super chat there. Had a successful CAF live selling some pieces. Just a little thank you. Thank you so much, Bob. That means a great deal, man. It really does. There's a lot of work that goes into that show. I don't know how I was so wrecked by the end of the day on Sunday. That's why I still haven't answered anybody's emails because of how tired I was. But it means a lot. Like I say, I had got so many emails from people after this show that were very positive. A lot of people sold more than they expected or picked up more than they thought they were going to do, which is sometimes not a good thing, but it's always a positive thing knowing that people really value all the work that we're putting into this stuff. And man, it means a great deal, man. Thank you, Bob. After the Saturday Sunday thing, this one came up a couple times as well, and it's kind of a no-brainer that the subject of our purchase request emails are all the same. It's like a purchase inquiry came to you from your booth. It doesn't state the title of the art. It gives you nothing to visually look at in your email client to kind of cross-reference or nest emails back and forth, right? I mean, they all come in with the same darn subject. I can't believe that no one until the fifth show brought that up. And because since I don't exhibit, I don't see them, right? So I've never even given it much thought. But I think I had 3 people tell me that it would be great if the subject emails include the title of the artwork. So here, that is going to change. I can put a big star next to that one. So we will get that one done. Heck, I'm going to get that done before we turn everything off because I don't want to forget about that. Another person, well, actually 2 people wanted to know if Comic Art Live sales data goes into market data after the show. It does not. It can't until we get some kind of a real checkout system in there for people who would opt into that kind of a service. I'm not going to migrate things that are marked as sold into market data because at that point, we still really don't know if it was a sale, right? I had a lot of people, well, not a lot. I had about 4 or 5 people email me when I was asking for booth updates on their pricing, and they wanted to know, if it was a $25,000 page, but it was only $8,000 in cash and they took trade, do you want me to change the price to $8,000 or should I leave it at $25,000? So that just shows you that there's a lot of people doing the haggling going on there, not all cash deals. But of course, I want the full $25,000 in there because at the end of the day, we moved a $25,000 piece for you. It just wasn't all cash, and that's okay. I mean, when we look at the dealer stuff, we know that same kind of thing goes on there too, right? Wow. See, Maureen's in the chat watching. She's watching the show. Hey, Maureen, I won't say anything bad about you tonight. I never say anything bad about Maureen, but she even agreed we should change that subject. Absolutely, I did. It's the only thing on my list that I put a star next to. So it's one that we should just do now so we don't forget about it. But yeah, Comic Art Live data does not go to market data. And another person really wanted me to put together a booth setup walkthrough, as a first, like a YouTube kind of clip. And I know I show that stuff off here, but just having a self-contained, here's how to set up your booth and walk through everything and how to use all the tools is something that we should think about. Now, probably the only question that I really wanted to pose to everybody tonight was related to the emails that kind of the remarketing that people could do. Remember, if you saved an artwork, it got on your saved list, but we allowed the sellers to then be able to send you an email if you had saved any of their artworks. Now, Maureen suggested we put in an opt-out, so you don't get any of those emails. So that makes a whole lot of sense as well. Like, you just want to save it. You don't really want to get any kind of marketing from them. But as the show went on, it kind of even before, during Saturday, it occurred to me, we've allowed people to save the booths as well, right? And when I was looking at the stats that Maureen kept providing me, and actually I can look at them over here. Like if I look at, I'm going to take Albert, because Albert had a lot of saves here. Let me see. Albert, he had 96 booth saves and 187 piece saves. So people wanted to know what Albert was bringing, so they saved his booth to make it put his booth and his booth results in their save list. To me, that's even at a higher degree than his artworks were saved, right? It seems like, in a weird way, rather than emailing you per piece, because most booth owners did go ahead and send out announcements when they lowered their prices, but typically, that would be like Sunday rolls around and they're doing 10% off everything. So I'm sure what booth owners did was they had to go to each piece that had saves and send out the same message, because they were letting you know that artwork dropped by 10%. But so that's good, right? I mean, that is exactly what we wanted them to do. However, it almost seems like it would have been better if the option would have been that for you as an exhibitor to actually just send it to everybody who saved your booth, because then you only have to do one email, and it's going out, in Albert's case, to 96 people, and which probably is a greater number than the booth saves, right? He had double the number of piece saves at 187 to his booth saves. He would have hit more collectors with a 10% off announcement. And of course, I know Albert does not do a 10% off, but I'm using him as the example, that it probably would have made sense to have the option to just send a blanket message out to everybody who saved the booth. So, gosh, Olive, there you go. Wes says he saved some art, but no booths. Right. So it's tough, guys. You can see it one way or another, and we need to kind of come up with a better way. But I can tell you that a lot of people really liked getting the emails. I know that but I can see where it could be a headache, right? If you go to Albert's booth, it's like you really like what he's got, right? So you save 8 pieces of art, and then you're going to get 8 emails. They're all going to be the same. I dropped the price on this thing by 10%. So you get the same message 8 times. I don't know. I mean, it could be considered a bad thing, but and we could have made it easier for the exhibitor just to send out that one message to everybody. But all right, but it's something I have to think about, because I want to make it easier on the exhibitors too. I don't want them wasting their time sending out that many emails as well. I mean, they're trying to buy during the show too, but I want their selling experience to be fluid as possible. So. Yeah, it's a good question from Ruben to West. Did he get a lot of offers on those saves? Because for me, you saw I had those 7 saves. I didn't get any. Well, 2 of them sold, but I didn't get a single offer email. And okay, so Mikhail didn't do a blanket drop. He did more by piece on his price drops. And so Wes said about a third. Right. That's about what I would expect. Most people, I would say, I bet you more than half of the booth owners didn't even know that option was there. And again, I'll think about it. There's bound to be a way to make it easier for everybody. The thing is, we have that whole announcement section. I bet a bunch of booth exhibitors didn't know that thing that existed, right? Well, think about it. When a booth owner makes an announcement, and there is a timing mechanism in there. They actually, I don't know what it is, but I know they can't make like an announcement every hour. I think it's like every 4 hours or something like that. So what I thought of after the show was that, when a booth is making an announcement that's going into our pre-populated system and you've saved their booth, I think, that would be another opportunity for that announcement just to go out to anybody who saved a booth, because otherwise the only way those announcements are getting read are if you as a buyer are going to the announcements section, which I know probably a lot of people don't, or you were seeing the fact that I was actually putting announcements into the daily email that I sent out, just letting people know what deals were going on. So, man, there's a lot of infighting going on. Let's see. TAMD1 said, I got tons of offers on my saves. I don't consider them spam, even though a few were aggressive at the end of the day. But that's what he signed up for. So sure, but you know what? We could make it where there could be an option just to not get any. Like saving is just your way of bookmarking, and you don't want to get the emails. I'm sure. Honestly, God, I don't think anybody would do that, because if you're saving it because you like it, you'll take that spam email that you got and be happy with it, because at least you got to know what they dropped it to. Maybe they dropped it to a price you're okay with. But when I started talking about this, I actually got a lot of emails from people that said they actually picked up pieces after they got the lower price, email off the piece, and sellers stating the same thing, that I sold pieces after I lowered the price and I sent out announcements. So it definitely worked very, very well, and it probably could have contributed to why we, had the overall sales increases, right? I mean, I think finding better ways to allow exhibitors to market their art better is what this is all about. And it's already 9:43. Oh my God, this is going to be a long night. All right. I think I've beaten this one up enough. I've covered everything I wanted to cover. Maureen and I we've got a lot to digest before the next show, but we're very happy that everybody, by and large, was very happy. I did actually, I always get a couple of negative emails after the shows. I didn't get one of those yet. So if somebody was really unhappy, and now you've heard me say that, send me one of those negative emails, because I did not get one at all. And one of the things, Maureen and I talked about getting some data. I've got to get a bunch of data from her as well, just kind of breakdown. So that's why I'm going to do my own market report for Comic Art Live next week, and I'll break it down where I talk about which art type categories did best as far as sales go, and also as far as what price ranges most of the artwork sold from, so that you can kind of get a better idea, where our top sales are coming from, and because I think that's important, knowing what average price points are for most people. As far as recordable stats inside of our reporting, we are at 706 recorded sales and at $1.08 million in sales there as well. However, I have gotten at least 20 emails from sellers increasing price, increasing the bottom line because they zeroed stuff out or didn't understand how to mark things as sold. So we're probably more in the 1.25 million in sales, including commissions, of course, in that number. So a very solid show. I think the last show we really just finished around 605 sales. So we had 100 more sales, and about at least in the marked sold category, about another 200,000 in sales there from the November show. So all nice increases to see. Yep. Thank you, Michael. Exactly. But here's to another great Comic Art Live. We did well, and I'm very happy. Okay. Maureen is currently working on the booth item move from, taking stuff out of your booth and moving it over to your CAF gallery right now. I'd say she's about halfway done, but I told her I wanted her to stop until I got back up to Ohio so I could kind of walk through it with her. I could tell you that there were two ways. There's two ways to do it, and the way she was doing it is probably. And Maureen's watching right now, so I'll just tell her why I don't think it's the right thing to do. She was doing it because essentially we were copying the images over, only because we're going to delete everything out of the booths when we close off access to them ourselves. But when the artwork is being copied over to your booth, we were going to copy it over as and leave it inactive, so you'd have to go back and turn it on over there. That may or may not be the right thing to do. But the way the kind of flow was going to be was she was going to have you choose the artwork that you wanted to move, you move it, and then it would actually take you out of the booth and put you in that gallery room with that piece to finish editing it like you want to turn it on. Maybe you want to change the price. Who knows what you want to do before you make it active. But the problem there is if you leave the booth and go to the art where you have to then turn it on, now you're out of the booth and you have to go all the way, that little funky path to get back to your booth. So I'm assuming everybody would agree that when you move a piece from your booth to a gallery room, even if we wanted to give you a quick way to edit it, you should probably be doing that from all within the booth and you're not leaving the booth. So you can go to the next piece and the next piece and the next piece rather than over to the gallery room and then back to the booth and find the piece and move the second one. So I think that when we finalize this programming, it's probably better to keep it in that flow. So now Maureen's heard, because I told her literally right before the show started, I'm like, why don't we just stop that until we get to talk more? So I want it to be an easy process. So I will announce it to everybody. So more than likely after I get home tomorrow, Maureen will be able to work on it. And I would say probably by Sunday afternoon, we'll have a system in place for you to move your artwork out of your booth. And when that happens, I will email all booth owners, letting them know the feature is now ready, how it works, and then you guys can have at it. And you'll start moving your stuff out, and we'll all be happy. We had that conversation before the show. I still get asked about it, where people say that they want to be able to move their stuff from their CAF gallery, their classifieds, and move it into Comic Art Live. And by and large, I'd say everybody here has already agreed to this, that we all prefer that you're adding those pieces to your booth, because the spirit of the show is we're trying to get you to bring new pieces to market every time, rather than recycling things out of your CAF gallery. Now, and we provide links to your classifieds from your booth. So this is more of an opportunity to market new items. And I know, hey, as collectors, we don't have, pretty much everything is in our CAF gallery. So I know that can be a little cumbersome, but that was the reason behind always making you add new artwork to your booth. So I don't foresee that changing, because we had one of the CAF updates had a long talk about that very topic, and everybody said, why is there a limit on the number of pieces in a booth? Well, think about it this way, Stanley. What if one of the dealers decided to add 600 artworks to their booth? And then another one did, and another one did. And then all of a sudden we had 15,000 images that all have been shown on many other places before numerous times. It's just a waste of everybody's time, in my opinion, Stanley. So the reason there's a limit on it is because I want the sellers to actually think about the pieces they're bringing, price them accordingly so they'll sell, and actually come closer to selling out, like as in the example of the fish, right? Selling 32 of or 30 of 42 or whatever. So if sellers just bring, if they bring 100 pieces, guaranteed 80 of those pieces we've all seen before. And while they may have marked them in a competitive price, we don't have time to go through that many artworks, right? So no, it's 48 pieces, 48 thoughtful pieces that are priced hopefully to sell. And that's the way I like it, because at the end of the day, you can promote, hey, I'm all, because Super Pals, didn't they do a sale in their CAF classifieds that weekend? You don't need to post more than 48 pieces in your exhibitor booth. You can be creative and find ways to drive people to your other places of sales. So bring an extra sister to open a booth now, Marcus. So let's see. Got it. Yep. So we'll keep everybody up to date on those sorts of things. But all right, I got all that out of the way, man. And I'm telling you, I have got so much here. I've got more video clips and things to show, but I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get to it all. But I'm going to try. I'm going to try. So we'll talk more about Comic Art Live as probably for the next couple shows too. Just not as in depth, but there's a lot of things that I do want to change. There definitely was a lot of people talked about with me after the fact that they would rather have a buy it now option in their booth. So it's something that we have to look into. I've avoided that up until now, even though it's always been there as a possibility. I've just kind of ignored it. But I think after this show, just seeing how things go, I've had many buyers tell me that they emailed a seller and then I didn't hear back, and that was frustrating. Hear back for several hours, and the other way too. I had sellers contacting me and saying I got a deal done with a guy. I sent him my PayPal invoice, and I haven't heard from him in 24 hours. And I've got 2 other people that want to pay cash for the same piece because I haven't marked it as sold yet. What do I do? And I'm like, well, give the guy another hour, and if he doesn't pay, sell it to the second guy. And so that all keeps coming back to the need for being able to buy it immediately. So I think that's it's still going to be a thing, and I can never promise that I'll have it in November, but I still think I saw the need more than ever this show for something like that, because it is frustrating for everybody in the process when a transaction isn't going smoothly as it should. Let's see. I missed what Robert said. All I saw was stuff will be going into his CAF. Oh, Brent Anderson. Oh, Jeremy Bastion and Paul Smith. Well, congratulations, Robert. Nice pickups all around. All right. Also, Friday Luke flips Phil Mike. So, all right. Well, I can tell everybody that also dropping tomorrow at 9 p.m. will be the recorded panel that I did with Bill Morrison and Ken Carson from 4C that I did at MegaCon last Friday. So that's all. I didn't edit it. I honestly didn't even watch it. I just put an intro and an outro on it and put it out there. Gwen, my awesome daughter, recorded it all. A little shaky cam. We didn't have a tripod or a stabilizer, but she did that. So tomorrow at 9, that will be releasing as a premiere. I might pop in. So anybody that's free tomorrow night should watch that, or watch it over the weekend. And again, at 1 o'clock, I'll have the weekly flip from Tyler will show off. So speaking of that, why don't we kind of just transition into the weekly flip? Because again, I've got a whole bunch of other stuff to go over video wise here, but weekly flip is the one we all enjoy. So let me go ahead and show off the weekly flip from Tyler T right now.
Hey everyone, 51 modern flips starting now. Bonus page, just put some tape on it. Darrington, Zoe Thurgood, Dylan Burnett, Scotty Young, James Herron, Juan Gideon, Tyrell Cannon, DWJ, Eminem, Felipe Andrade, Riso, Andre Lima Araujo, Otley ASM1, Dragata Marvel Zombies, ASM 316 Recreation, Matt Allison, Peach, Jeff Shaw, Thanos Wins, Food One, Riley Rossmo, James Corcoran, Alex Automatic, Ian Laurie, House of Sweets, Ian Laurie, and then Emily was gone. Twin Peaks commissions from Ian Laurie and Benjamin Philby. Department of Truth, Martin Simmons. Department of Truth, Elsa Charretier. Department of Truth, Tyler Boss. Lawrence Campbell, BPRD. Guy Davis, Frogs on Frogs on Frogs. Corbin, Skulls. Matt Lesniewski. Rob Guillory, Farmhand number 2 cover. Filia Bratukin, Doctor Strange Commission. Seth Fisher, Big in Japan. Nick Patera, Manhattan Projects. Ian Bertram. Michelle Fife, G.I. Joe, Sierra Muerte. Ed Piscor, X-Men Grand Design. James Stocco. Andrew McLean. DWJ, Murder Falcon. James Heron, Deceased 1. James Heron Goon cover. And James Heron Ultra Mega. Magneto Commission by Matt Allison. Ryan Brown, GHA Commission. These two are for Bill. Skulls on Walls. Zerit. Thank you, George. Brian Level, J. Leaston Inks. Possible HeroesCon tattoo ideas here. And lastly, Backpage Trad, Alexis Zerit, High on Fire. Thank you guys for watching.
Man, that was an awesome presentation, wasn't it? Dang. Tyler, man, you're hired. If you should do another flip, man. That was great. But yeah, that was very well done. And you had no shaky cam, well filmed, very, very nicely done. So yeah, that's the way we should do them. That was good. That was really, really nice. Everybody agrees. Even Hart says, nice spread, Tyler. Thank you so much. And so like I mentioned to everybody earlier, I'll have, I'm going to try to always post the weekly flip Friday at 1 o'clock. So anybody can see it on the rewind, or hopefully, I think, like I said, I think it's another way that people are going to discover what we're doing here, because 2-hour videos are sometimes not digestible by people who aren't familiar with what we're doing here. But to see a 5-minute clip, I think that's pretty cool. And again, it's all good for the channel, getting more content out there like that. So yes, thank you so much for doing that, Tyler. And thank you for the skulls too. I'm sure Maureen appreciates that as well. So she's still watching. But yeah, that's what makes it fun. Everybody has a different take on it. Rich Cirillo had a really fun take that I've got, and Derek's as well. So and everybody does a little different, right? Because it's your own spin on your own portfolios, your own artwork, art collection. So very, very fun thing that we've added here. So let's keep this thing rolling. What did Michael Callahan's wife say? She's always talking to him about art. My wife told me that she was willing to do a weekly flip of her pieces someday. It's an accessible way to yeah, exactly. Exactly. And it's fun. It's back to, why did I build CAF? Because I wanted to see everything in everybody's collection. The weekly flip gives us that opportunity. So yeah, Pro Skull Thursday, only skulls in a portfolio. One day that will happen. That's right. Don't argue with the boss. So let's see. What else do I got here, man? Let's see. Gallery Martel sent me their walkthrough of their current show that ends on the 28th of this month. But they literally just sent it to me on Tuesday from Crepax or Crapax. I don't know which it is. Ruben, you correct me on that one. But I'm going to go ahead and show that walkthrough. It's a quick 60 seconds here. Yeah, it's Guido Crepax. Again, I'm not sure. It's one or the other. That's from Gallery Martel. They are based in Paris, actually. I think they have another gallery, maybe in the Netherlands, or maybe it's Berlin. I forget. But anyways, their primary gallery is in Paris, and they've been an advertiser on CAF for a very long time. And they actually had a Chris Ware exhibit before this most recent one, and they didn't send me any video from that, so I was pretty disappointed. Okay, so you've always called them Crepax. All right, that's what I thought. That's the way I've always pronounced it. But I went to one of those websites that tries to pronounce last names, and it said it like 3 different ways, so I wasn't sure. But I was trying to get it right. Let's see what else we got here. But of course their show ends on the 28th, right? So 2 days from now. And then I don't think they have a comic art exhibit or related to comic art for a while, because she told me they wouldn't be advertising until the fall. At any rate, if you're in Paris and you haven't seen that exhibit, it would be worth going to see. I know that Crepax has been, their artwork is, at least in Europe, is pretty sought after. And I think that all the artwork that was in that exhibit was done in the late 60s or early 70s. So very very period a period that everybody who collects his work wants. So pretty cool. Let's see what else I got here. I've got a recap. I forgot my recap video for MegaCon, but Lake Como. Tatiana sent me. She sent me a lot of video clips. Most of it was from the art auction, and because I told her, yeah, the art auction would be cool, but it was kind of hard to see the angles on the art. So I only took a couple clips from the art auction on ones where she was the winner. Because it was just funny because she's holding the camera during the footage and bidding at the same time against some other people in the audience. So I took some of her other photos and just kind of made it into it's about a 5-minute clip here from Lake Como, but it gives you a nice feel for more along the lines of some of the extra things that they do outside of the exhibition halls and the parties that they had, that they always do in art auction. We always did that at Big Wow too. So it's continuing here at Lake Como, so you'll get to see Steve Morger up on the stage, and I think we even caught a few glimpses of some other collectors that you might be familiar with in the audience or walking on stage as well. So let me go ahead and show this one here from Lake Como from the weekend before last.
If anybody needs to see it, let me know, but we have 150 euros going once, going twice, sold at 150 euros. Thank you. By Arthur Adams. Belmont, what we do. The current bid is 1,050 euros. Of course, everybody here hopefully knows Arthur's work, and this would be quite a good deal if you can get it. So we've got, if anybody needs to see it, let me know, and I'll have my Vanna White, a walking figure, which may be too much of an American reference, but so I have 1,050 going once, 1,050 going twice.
Steve. Oh.
1,100. 1,100. I have 1,100. Do I have 1,150? 1,150. Do I have 1,200? I have 1,200 in front. Do I have 1,250 in back here? 1,250. Do I have 1,300? I have 1,300. Do I have 1,350?
It's my sole purpose in life, Migs.
1,350? Do I have 1,350? Got 1,300 from Tatiana. Do I have 1,350? 1,300 going once. 1,300 going twice. 1,300 to Tatiana.
That's weird.
Is by Frank Cho. Surfing Aries Druna. And we have the current high bid right now is 6,100 euros. Do I have 6,150? I have 6,150. Do I have 6,200? 6,150 here. Be the shortest guy in the room. It's tough to see around. Okay, so I've got 6,150 going once. 6,150 going twice. 6,200. 6,250. Do I have 6,300? 6,250 on this side? Dave? Do we have 6,300? 6,250 going once, unless Simon's back there bidding with his hands up. You know, if we were at Christie's, you would just buy everything on the table. So 6,250, as I recall. Going once. Going twice. Sold at 6,250. And here we have one is one of the unknown characters, somebody called Wolverine. I think somebody's heard of that. And this is by Adam Kubert. The current high bid is 10,000 euros. And the current high bid is to Robert. So we have a bid of 10,050. I have 10,050. I have 10,100 unless somebody wants to jump the bid higher. I think the next bid has to be 11 though. So you're fine at 10,100. Got 11, 11. Adam asked us to go up to 1,000 increments, so it's not me doing it. So I've got 11,000. I need 12 as the next bid. 12,000 is the next bid. I've got 11,000. I've got my door there. Okay, I've got 11,000 to Tatiana going once. 11,000 going twice. Sold at 11,000.
No, Knights of Old. That was a recorded auction from Lake Como from the weekend before last. So Tatiana put that together. Like I said, she had a whole bunch of clips, but I just thought, including the clips that where she was winning something, I thought was fun. Yeah, she did a good job. But hopefully next year we will have a live feed from Lake Como and a proper walkthrough of the show. That was what we really wanted. But we'll get that, I'm sure, next time around. And Ruben's asked about Google Drive as something free. I actually think every Gmail user gets 100 megabyte. I don't even know 100 gig. I don't know what they get. They get something. You get something free with your Gmail, and then they have you upgrade it. So, yeah, what is mine? Because I've had to pay to upgrade ours. Yeah, I'm up to 2 terabyte in storage that I'm paying for. So they probably give you about 50 gig. So yes, you have plenty of room on Google Drive to upload files to. So Ruben, if you ever want to do a weekly flip and put a video together, you can either upload it to your Google Drive and share it to me, or I can just give you a folder and have you upload it too. Is it 15 gigs, Rich? I know it's something. Okay, so everybody's saying 15 gig. I don't know. I've had to pay twice to get it upgraded to 2 terabyte. I actually use Google Drive now for everything. In the house or when I'm working, I have Anthony puts the stuff up on Google Drive for the memes. Whenever Ashton and I are doing any video editing, everything is shared on Google Drive. If I need to get something from my Mac to my PC, I am using Google Drive. So I don't bother with putting like I thought about putting up my own file server in the house, and it's just not worth it. And then if I'm out and about, having those files on the Google Drive makes so much sense. I need a big Shogun Warriors on that shelf, says Knights of Old. You know, that's well, yeah. If my son would give me his, we would have one. That thing was like you know, it would be about as tall as the bottom of that third shelf there. But I need some Jason Sean Alexander dungeon art on my walls. Yeah, you never know. But see, everybody, they like the Toy Biz action figures, everybody. I knew they'd be good. So 15 gig is the limit over at Google Drive. But 15 gig is more than, I mean, trust me, what is it? Maybe like a 10-minute video clip off your phone at best might come out to be about 400 megabyte. So yeah, you got to go a long way to hitting 15 gig. So yeah, all right. New space. There's a lot of, yeah. Yes, there is. This is a new space, Jason. This is my new place in Florida, and I have not moved anything from Ohio art-wise yet. So that comes in August probably. So I'll have everything decked out by the end of August, and probably a different color in here. I'm the Florida yellow, Florida beige, whatever you want to call it. This isn't for me, but it'll get changed and be more my place in about 2 or 3 months. Yeah, but Brett, she's watching the show tonight, so it doesn't matter. She know. Need a big portfolio for them. Yep. All right. Yeah, CAF wall flip. And speaking of wall flips, we are actually going to have. So we've got the portfolio flip, the weekly flip, and we've joked about this in the past as well. In a couple chat groups that I'm in on Facebook. But we're actually going to, next week, we'll have a CAF cribs section video, thanks to James Siegel. And he's already sent me the video clips. He did them today. So we're going to have those as part of our show next week. So we're going to have the weekly flip and CAF cribs, which is more like, a walkthrough of how you present the artwork around your house or your office or whatnot. So yeah, this is going to become a thing. And it's just another way to show off. CAF's one way to show off your collection. Now we've got the weekly flip and a CAF crib section. Who knows how long any of those will last, but we're going to keep doing them while I keep getting material. So yeah, I mean, who wouldn't want a good tour of Bixler's house, right? With all the Batman stuff. And I mean, I would, yeah, don't include the address. Nope. Yeah, maybe we don't include your name. Anyway, yes, we won't do that. So, but Chris says it's a good idea. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Knights of Old says I could hustle at the local mini golf for some extra cash. I was never really good at mini golf, to be honest. Every time I'd golf against Maureen, even at my own course, Maureen beat me. So, I mean, at least I'd say 90% of the time, and she can attest to that. I just was never very good at miniature golf. So I just liked, I just enjoyed the whole idea of owning one. And playing. I like to play. All right, what else we got? I'm telling you, I've got a lot of video clips here to look at. I have, well, I'm going to show this one because I've had this thing sitting in here for a month now, and I've just always run out of time, and I never show it. It's only a minute and a half. It's from when Berkey and I did our card signing, and then when after I got the cards back from Anthony, I just didn't have the time or the energy to put them all together into the decks that we ended up shipping out to the Kickstarter backers. So I had asked Gwen to do it for me, and she was very, very helpful and put them all in. She organized them and put them all into their deck boxes. So I've got just a quick video showing off how much fun we had wrapping up those Dueling Dealer trading card sets for everybody. So here you go. A day in the life. Yeah, Mr. Easy Go Lucky saw the cat too. Yeah, darn that cat. Coco. She's not supposed to climb on anything, but of late she's been getting onto every single table. I think it's because she knows we're moving and stuff, so she's just making a mess for everybody. And Gwen is she's of age now. She's not underage right now. She's on the payroll actually, because she helps with dueling dealers and she helps me with some other stuff. So she is getting, yeah. Mike Vervanik said the cat tried to spill the coffee. Pretty close. Larry, no, not every card is signed, but I think probably like 60 of the 80, 55 of the 80, somewhere around in there. Most of them, by and large. Ted wants to know why he can't get his kids to do anything useful. I don't know, man. My kids have, trust me, they're all going to move on to better things after me and CAF and Comic Art Live, but they're all very open to helping me out a great deal around here with their work. It's good work experience for them. They all wish they could be YouTube stars too. So one day they will, I'm sure, surpass their dad and all of that. Let's see. We're still talking mini golfs, but it's behind me. I talked to my mom today. It was her birthday today. She said, she's like, "Do you miss it?" And I told her, not at all. I don't miss any part of it. I don't miss thinking about it. I don't miss. I don't even miss the money from it. Honestly, at the end of the day, I remember telling everybody a couple months ago I was actually kind of scared, thinking that you lose that extra revenue. But today, I'm not really scared at all. It's like knowing that this is all we have. It kind of makes it more exciting to think about. Chips was always kind of a crutch for me at the end of the day, so I don't miss it one bit at all. So yeah, which was funny. I mean, it's just nice not to ever think about it. Except when the guy texts me because he's got a problem with something. He had an employee lock the cash register key in the cash register the other day, and he didn't know that Maureen had an extra key on this one ring that we gave to them. But was I here in Florida? It was almost either right when I was leaving, or maybe Maureen was in Florida, and I can't remember. But at any rate, it was an emergency that we helped him get out of. So he keeps contacting me at least once a week with a challenge or problem. But the locking the keys in the cash register, that was something that never happened to us before. I didn't even know we had another key. I had to ask Maureen, because I thought we only had one. So anyway, so YouTube is more fun. That says Larry. It is. Trust me, man. It is a whole lot more fun than a lot of other things out there. Making sure the ball washer is full of water. Yeah. I know. I like that, Marcus. Just when I thought I was out, they pull me back in. Damn it. So I don't mind it. It's kind of fun, because you figure this guy, he's running into stuff that I've dealt with at least once in the 14 years that I did it. So anyway, what else I got here? I got a couple other things going on here. Where was it? Sharpening all those little pencils, says Rich. Yeah. We had a sharpener just for those. So this past weekend at MegaCon as well, on Sunday, they had that George Perez, tribute, and I think it was like at 6:00. So it was right at the end of the show, or right after the halls closed or something. They had a thing set up there, and Scott Spilkey, who watched my panel. I was so happy. I didn't have they told me I shouldn't go at 11:00, and because I won't get many people turning out an hour after the halls open. And they were right. I think we only had, I think at most probably 15 people watching it up until the end. And I think the only people that came in the end was because Bill Morrison and Alex Saviuk were doing one of those sketch duels. But either way, we had a good time. But Scott was there, and he told me he was going to the Perez tribute on Sunday. And so he recorded a little bit of video from that and took some photos. So I've got some of that, and it was it ends with a really quick conversation with George Perez's brother, and which I thought was really nice. So I put it at the end of the several clips that Scott sent me. So thank you, Scott, for doing it. It was super nice getting to meet you and Socrates on Friday. That was a lot of fun. Socrates said he is probably actually going to come up and do the Ohio thing with us in August, which I should probably talk about tonight too. But let me go ahead and show this. It's 4 minutes from the Perez tribute on Sunday.
Ella bailaba con Caro.
MegaCon in Gainesville, Florida. Nobody knows what Gainesville, Florida is. Some college football people, but my guy, he came to a con in Gainesville, Florida 40 years ago.
What did George's work mean to you?
I was collecting when he started JLA. I was getting JLA, and then suddenly the old artist was gone, and I had a new artist, George Perez. And I happened to be collecting DC Comics Presents because I liked more than one character. And suddenly, I inherited the new Teen Titans. It's just, I just lucked out. Lucked out.
Anything you want to say about George? This is his brother, David.
Yeah. Well, I want to say that George wrote in a cosmic sense, that he was a cosmic being, and that he still lives in a cosmic sense, and in a physical sense, in a literal sense, and that it was a real honor to be his brother. And I believe that George's influence will be forever. And to see a success come from somebody who never even took an art class.
Self-taught.
Self-taught.
Yeah.
But
We
had
should
the
all be so
determination.
self-taught, right?
And I remember one thing that George said that I think everybody listening and seeing this should know is when I asked him one time, George, what is your best work? And he said, it's my next work. Right. And I think that's something you should all aspire to.
I don't think there was any cross-gen merch there, Marcus. I think that guy was a fan, long-time fan. So there you go. Thank you, Scott, for putting that together and sending me the material. I always like that. So as everybody knows, if you go to a show, you should definitely put together a set of videos, and I will give you a place to upload them on Google Drive, and we'll put that together and show it off, like I will do with the MegaCon footage I got last week as well. So let's see, what do we got? The Ohio trip. So I'm fairly confident now. I still haven't gotten a reply back from Cozy about the Marvel exhibit and just their super duper assurances that they won't accidentally closed the museum on the 13th of August. But I think we can safely say that we will be doing an Ohio get-together on August 12th and the 13th. So that's a Friday and a Saturday. The 12th will be done at the Billy Ireland Museum at OSU. They, I mentioned it last week. They pretty much said we can see pretty much anything that the museum has, that they'll give us a behind-the-scenes tour. They'll show off some special artwork that they'll pull just for us. And then they will also set up their large reading room with the artwork out on the tables for us to look at. And we'll do that on Friday. And then on Saturday, we will go to the Cozy exhibit, which has the Marvel exhibition there. And that should be fun. I'm looking forward to doing that. I just need to get some kind of confirmation from Cozy. I just don't want to find out that they happen to close it on Saturday. So I want to get them to commit to us. And I actually talked to Albert today. Albert is going to be, he said he wants to go to the Billy Ireland with us on Friday. I think he has to leave town on Saturday, so he won't go to the Marvel exhibit. He's seen it before. His art's in it, so he gets a free trip out there. I think he has a Mets game to go to or something. But he said that he will be in Ohio on the 12th and will go to the Billy Ireland Museum with us. So see, there'll be a celebrity there, Albert Moy. And I'm sure Berkey will be there too. That'll be fun to see those two guys together. But so plan on that. And speaking of the schedules and everything, just before we get to the CAF update, I shouldn't not show off some stuff here. What do we got? Now that we've got all the big shows out of the way, the next big one, of course, is Heroes on the 24th through the 26th. And now if you haven't seen it, there is news. We can actually tell you more about what the event is on that Thursday night. We were kind of waiting for people to kind of get a few things in line as far as what that event was going to be. And I can put a link here in the chat for everybody. If I can dig it out of Facebook here. Let me go over here, put it in there. Kudos to George Hodge for putting all that effort into that. Well, see, it actually borked everything. I'll have to get a shorter link for that. But if you go, well, I'll get the link later and put it in the description. At any rate, let me highlight the tab for that. The night before the show starts, there's this big kickoff party at this place called the Super Abari. So if you like playing video games and you like having a drink and you like hanging out with a lot of comic art fans, this is going to be the party for you. Because look, I'm on the list. I'm last on the list. I'm the last person on the special guest set, but I think I'm probably one of the more important ones there. But that's okay. We're gonna have a good time. Super Abari is a retro gaming arcade. So this is like right up my alley. Somebody asked if my mini golf had an arcade. It did not. If it had an arcade, maybe I would have been more profitable and I would never have sold it. But I'm 54. I went to arcades when arcades were not in style. So yeah, I think this is going to be a lot of fun. And again, George has put up huge amount of time wrangling up the musicians that are playing that day. I have been told that there will be food trucks and that sort of thing available. So name tags are optional. So I don't think I have to wear a name tag, but maybe some of you guys should. But who knows? At any rate, it's going to be a lot of fun. And again, George has put a lot of effort into this. A lot of people have put a lot of effort into this, and so it became bigger than just a bunch of art collectors getting together. They're having it as a kickoff party. I think there's there is an entry fee, $10, but and I think it's limited to 250. So if we had it our way, we should just make sure that all the art collectors buy those 250 tickets. So it's just a big art collector gathering, and I'm sure we can probably get pretty close to that. So. I will get the link out there. But again, if you go onto the Heroes Facebook page, they've got this listed as an event. Heroes what is it? That culture, that CLTURE, their Facebook page has it linked off there as well, because they are set as the creators of the event. And unfortunately, Facebook's link is just so darn long, I can't copy and paste that into the chat. Yeah, they should give you a simpler way to do that. Let's see, maybe I can see if I can trim it myself here and give you a shortened link. Will that work? Yeah, that works. Okay. I'm going to put this one in the chat, and that'll make it a whole lot easier for you. Tyler T says his is purchased. There we go. This got to work. Yeah. All right. Shortened link there. But yes, tiny URL. I figured it out. I cut off all the gobbledygook that they put on there. So there's the link. But yeah, I hope everybody can turn out for that because it will be fun and pretty relaxed the night before the show starts. And I can't say that I'm going to be there from 4 until 1 a.m., but I'm certain that I'll be there for some of the music. I think George's band, Jack the Radio, I think you mentioned probably going on around 8 or 9. So I wouldn't mind seeing George play. That'll be a lot of fun. And so seeing one of our own up on stage would be very, very cool. All right, let's see what else we got here schedule wise. Here's my schedule upcoming. I haven't changed it too much, but on Friday night, I didn't even upload that thumbnail. I guess I probably should have, but on Friday night, I'm just doing it. I can't even tell you how long it's going to last. It probably won't be very long, but Tatiana has a very interesting piece of artwork that she is going to be selling on a consignment. And she's going to debut it on Saturday night with me on the Comic Art Live channel. Here, I'll just kind of show, because a lot of people probably didn't see it. I don't even think it made it into the CAF update because of when I created it. But maybe this image gives you an idea of what book it's from and what artist it might be regarding. But yeah, we were talking about it, and she was like, "Well, I could do this or I could do that, but I thought it'd be fun if we were looking at it together because of the X-Men show that we did a month and a half ago with Larry and Jason. So we're gonna do it's a single piece, but it's a very important single piece of art from this particular book. So anybody who's an X-Men fan should be tuning in. Nope, not Adam. Actually, it is. I don't want to give it away. She's not selling the cover, Marcus. Not selling the cover. That's why I said it's an interior. It is an interior from the book, but it probably is it's probably big, like DPS size. So at any rate, tune in on Saturday or watch it afterwards. I don't think it's actually offered for sale at the moment. At the moment we show it, who knows? All I know is that's the debut of this piece of art, and I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. So the next week, what do I got? Tuesday, I've got Jim Food on the show. Then on Thursday, I have an 8 o'clock show with Comic Connect to preview their upcoming auction. Then on the CAF update, which starts at 9 o'clock, I guess I should have wrote that there. I'm going to probably start the show off with Jiggy next week, and we're going to do an unboxing of all of the sketches that his artist put together for the Comic Art Live sketch opportunity. And then Jiggy's got we're going to have a cool special opportunity announcement that we'll be doing after the unboxing. So if you've been in the market for I don't want to give it away. You got to tune in to see what it is, but it will be an art opportunity that we will reveal, and I don't even know how he wants to handle it, like claim in the chat or shoot him an email. Probably shoot him an email, but it'll be after the unboxing at the start of the show on next Thursday. So you can plan. So whatever that thing will be, it'll happen right around 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Jiggy and I, and on the CAF update. Then the following week, I got a prop store preview, auction preview with Chuck Costas. If you haven't seen it already, they've actually posted the prop store auction that I think starts. I think it starts in the first week in June. But there's actually rather than doing another Hannigan art drop with me, which I would have rather they done, of course, but somehow Chuck worked it out where the Hannigans gave some art to Prop Store to auction off. And so rather than content for the Comic Art Live channel and sales, they are giving it a go with the Prop Store. So a lot of the artwork in Prop Store's upcoming auction is from Ed Hannigan, but I also believe there's a few pieces from Gerhard in there as well. And Chuck works, of course, with Gerhard, and I think they're kind of looking at trying to see where the market is at. So running a few of Gerhard's pieces through Prop Store is probably a very wise idea before we do another art drop with them. But they do want to do another art drop with me. but it'll probably be, I guess, later in the summer, or early in the fall. But if you want to get a piece of Gerhard art or Ed Hannigan art, I would definitely check out Prop Store stuff, because as far as Hannigan goes, I didn't look through everything, but there were a lot of cover prelims. I mean, there was a couple, nice Daredevil cover prelims. There was a couple Fantastic Four cover prelims that were for John Byrne covers. So like for issue 244 and maybe 242, you'd have to go look. They were really nice, and I wish we would have had them on Comic Art Live, and we're selling them when we did the Hannigan show. But either way, hey, at least they're going to get out there in collectors' hands. Then on the 7th, I've got Fish, of course. That's going to be fun. And then a HA preview on the 14th, right before the signature auction goes live for Heritage. As far as sales shows go, next Monday, I've got Michael Finn on Monday night. This isn't a dueling dealers thing. This is literally us doing a art drop with Michael Finn, collector Michael Finn, and we're going to be showing off some of his stuff that he wanted to. He thought about putting in Comic Art Live and said, you know what, he'd rather do something fun live with me. So we're just going to do a art drop that evening. I think there's going to be primarily sketches and some commissions. I'm not sure about published work, but because I haven't gotten all the scans yet. But either way, it'll be fun hanging out with a collector and selling some of their artwork during a show. So that'll be next Monday. Then we've got regular shows on the 1st and the 8th as far as pricing goes with Mike and Anthony. Then we've got the trifecta. We've got 3 shows consecutively. On the 11th of June, I'll have Howard Chaykin on, and we're going to be doing, of course, conversation with him and an art sale. Then on Sunday at 2 p.m., I'll have Joe Linsner, and we'll be doing another art sale with him. And then on Monday at 9 p.m., we've got an amateur match between our very own James Siegel and Khalil Guerin. And I even made a special slide. Look at these guys. Khalil, you got to flex a little bit more, buddy. You got to flex a little bit more. If you're gonna, right now, I think the Spartans are going to win this match. If James has anything to say about it, James should just have a couple of like a spear in his hand and a Roman visor or whatever the thing is with the feathers on top or whatever. He needs something with the mane, that red mane on top. He should be in 300 with a body like that. That's he's his own tonal commercial. But there you go. That's going to be on the 13th. So the guys had this crazy idea last night, and I said, listen, if you really want to do it, you can do it. But so Mike and Anthony are going to do a $200 and under show. It's like everything must go, but the wallpaper on the walls or something like that. I don't know. But, because I told them, well, we've got 3 sales shows in front of us, and the Heritage Auctions starts on the 16th. So they said, well, why don't we just show off a bunch of low-end stuff and just, if it sells, it sells. And if it doesn't, we'll just have fun. So I said, all right, I'll do it. Hey, anything to keep everybody happy. So, yes, a very, very low-end show on the 15th with those guys. It could Centurion helmet with plume. Thank you, Mikhail. See, I wasn't even looking at the chat. So, lover, not a fighter. Yep, you guys. Let's. Ruben says, "Where is that?" James literally did a couple of sets of curls right before taking that picture. He might have. And because James got me to go check out Tonal. Now, every time I go on Facebook, I get an ad for Tonal, and I almost want to buy one now. So and I get emailed offers from them now too. It's amazing how remarketing works. So Anthony will bring $300 stuff to a $200 show. He probably will. And then Dennis Cowan on July 30th. So there's my upcoming schedule. But and I should remind everybody, if you didn't watch my chat with Stephen Davich on Tuesday, you should go back and watch it on the rewind. He and I, he's so much fun. I haven't talked to him in person in a very long time, and it was a joy. So if anybody didn't watch that chat with Stephen, please go back and watch it. You got to see his kid Stuart there, and look at how much fun these guys have. I mean, photocopying the original art and then coloring it just for fun. I mean, what's a dad and son to do on a Saturday afternoon? Look at that, Skippy and everything. Oh man. Anyways, go back and watch that if you haven't seen it already, because it was a good time. And Steve's a collector who is right in my sweet spot as far as original art collecting. You know, he loves Bronze Age Marvel, and he loves things that just have a bit of humor and a little bit of a twist to them too. So we had a very fun chat on Tuesday. Just see, tonals are great wall decor. Aranka, trust me, I'm like, I am very tempted. Trust me, you know, I mean, ever since COVID, I've been working so hard doing all these chats. I haven't been able to work out at all. You know, I don't go out for walks anymore. It's like, I got to have something in here. So tonal is a thought. They are expensive though, as everybody knows, but just if it was right, just hanging on the wall, that'd be easy enough to like get up and do a routine, you know, 5-10 minutes, and then sit back and keep working. So yes, I knew what you were talking about. I know. At least it didn't come out as toenails. So Bill, can you hang laundry on it? You can't hang laundry on it because it's flat on the wall. It's almost like a painting. It's too. What do they cost? I think they cost around $3,000 to start, maybe 3 or 4, somewhere around in there. But it's like, looking it over, it's pretty super. It's so self-contained, and again, it's flat. It doesn't sit on the floor. It's against the wall. You can actually put a bench in front of it, so you can do bench presses and that sort of thing. But I didn't really look into how. I assume it probably folds up or something. But the base unit for most of the work is all like flat, right on the wall. So that's pretty darn cool. Man. Yeah. All right. Well, so let's see. What do we got? I think that might have been every single thing I had to chat about that I wanted to. So we can do the CAF update now. A long time coming, an hour and 45 minutes into the show. So what do we see here? What do we got? So this is going to cover the time period of May 16th through the 22nd. Dealer sales pretty much about the same. They had $271,000 in sales this past week and $287,000 in sales the prior week. So this time around, what do we got? You know, I would have thought it would have been higher given the sales that happened, but clearly Albert didn't record his big sale from Comic Art Live because this is kind of catching Comic Art Live. But what do we got here? Panel Page had 7 sales, $97,000. Anthony had 74 sales, $70,000. What do we got? Felix had 45 in sales, and Ramita Man had 27 in sales. And see, in Ramita Man, why does he only have 27 in sales? He sold $91,000 on Dueling Dealers, so he must not have collected the money yet. So next week's dealer results should be pretty ridiculous, given Comic Art Live and that sale, because the Anthony's aren't even really on there either, I don't think. At any rate, let's take a look at the top 6 dealer sales from last week. Now, of course, Panel Page is first on this one. Remember, he deletes his images the moment he sells them. I'm gonna have to talk to him about that. He's got to keep them up there for about a week. But this first one is by Chris Buccello, and asking price on this one was $22,000 from Panel Page. And then we've got this nice David Finch. This one, I must have got lucky because Glenn sold this one as well with an asking price of $20,000. This is the cover to Batman 98. That first piece was a Doctor Strange issue 1 cover, by the way. What do we got here? Another Panel Page sale. So this is Finch again, Savage Avengers number 2 cover. Asking price was $17,000 here. Then we've got the Magic Order 2. This is by Eminem and sold by Felix. Asking price on this one was $16,000. Now this one did sell on Dueling Dealers, so Anthony recorded that one. Destroyer Duck 2 pencil covers. I remember, didn't he have like 19 on this, and it sold for $15,000 on Dueling Dealers? Congratulations, Anthony. And then another Finch piece by Glenn, and this one went for $15,000 as its asking price. This is the cover to Ultimate X-Men 45. So there you go. That was the top 6 dealer sales. But yeah, I mean, that's missing, again, that's missing a lot. And I did talk with Albert. I was like, hey, Albert, I was hearing some people doing cash and trade and that sort of thing. And so I asked him about that Neil Adams unpublished cover that he sold during Comic Art Live, and he said that it was all cash. I mean, it's a sale to an existing customer. He's like going to hand deliver it next month. So because I was like, I was just curious, how do you sell something like that on Comic Art Live? So it was somebody you already knew who didn't know he was making it available, who chose to buy it. So that's good. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what those guys are doing. And there were there's a couple other dealers who had sales that didn't show up in that list. So I think next week we'll probably have a really ginormous dealer report to talk about. All right, auction houses. Auction houses were, again, about the same, but a little lower, $285,000 in sales rather than $314,000 in sales. So let's go take a look at the top 3 eBay and the top 3 Heritage from last week. This is funny. All right, this piece is actually sold a couple times and been on our list. They keep listing it at $30,000. This is a Brett Booth Titans 4 cover. $30,000 was the list price this time, and the make offer price was $5,000. So that's the second time it's sold. Now this one was at auction. I wanted this one. Jack Kirby, Vince Coletta, Thor 142 page, Super Skrull, Fighting Thor. This one went for $19,300. And finally from eBay, this was Mike Mignola Hellboy, just a pinup illustration commission, listed at $4,300, actually sold with the make offer for $3,650. So not a big drop in the make offer, but a good deal. So the next up, we got Heritage. First piece by George Perez. This is a variant cover to Metal Men number 6, sold for $7,800. Next up is a Phantom Daily from 1971 by Cy Berry. This one sold for $5,520. And last but not least, a Jim Starlin, Al Milgram, Master of Kung Fu. Let's see, what is this from? Issue 17, page 7, sold for $5,040. Man, you look at that page and I think, wouldn't it have been like, it wouldn't even been $2,500 2 years ago, and now it's selling for $5,040. I like Starlin. I love Milgram, but it's a Master of Kung Fu page for $5,040. Unless was Thanos on it? I didn't see him on there, but wow. There's no cooling down in this hobby when you're seeing sales like that. You can't even get a Zek Master of Kung Fu doesn't usually go over $1,500. Let's see, Bill, the sale number on that cover was actually $5,000. Yes, it was. Indeed it was. Remember I told you guys about that one site where you can check sales, because on eBay it comes back up and tells you about it'll tell you that the item was sold on a make offer, right? So I'll just do a reminder on this for everybody before I bring Chris in here. So let me highlight that one auction. Where is it? Yeah, Brett Booth Titans 4 cover. Highlight, copy that thing, and then I'll bring the site on here, because the site you can check make offers is called 130point.com, and I can bring that up in here. So yeah, it's clunky like CAF, I guess, but if first link, search eBay sales, and you can see the URL out there, 130point.com. You have to just copy the title to a listing. Works really well. Don't change these categories at all, or nothing works. So just put the title in there and submit it, and we should get the result here. Oh, come on, where are you? Now it's not even here. What the heck? See, I failed you guys. How did that happen? That's not right. At any rate, you can see what this thing actually tells you, because it only pulls best offers. So it'll show you what the real price was, and then, or the asking price was, and then the actual sale price. Maybe the Mignola one will work. Let me take a look. That's I've never had that not work before. Well, maybe these titles are a little different when they come in. I'll bet you that's what it was, because Colin has to do a little editing on these at times, so that probably wasn't accurate. But here, this Mignola one will be right in there, because the title is very, very different. There you go. That's the Magnolia. So you can see the sale price was listed at $4,299.99, and the best offer accepted was $3,650. So very useful tool when you see a make offer accepted. And yeah, here I'll fix this one for you so we can see it, because this piece has sold before. I think the last time it was marked sold, it sold for like $3,000 or something. There we go. Yeah, see it, because even here, look, $3,100, and that was on March 10th. So this piece has been listed twice for $30,000 and sold March 10th for $3,100, and then sold on May 23rd for $5,000. So yeah, I can't tell you what the deal is with that piece, but or the seller. So if the seller's in the audience, I apologize. I'm not trying to make fun of you. You should try to get whatever you can get for a piece of art, but yep, there you have it. So hey, if you can get $30,000 for that, you're doing pretty well. So let me get this out of here, because these are Chris's picks. I got to get Chris into the screen here. So let's see. Just one lesson. What did Room say? Okay, second time it happened. So the seller is probably just trying to make people believe his stuff is selling for crazy amounts, so we can then justify prices on other stuff. God only knows. I have no idea. But the thing is, when you sell something, you have to pay a commission on it. So it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to sell an item to yourself, even if you're going to pay $5,000. Because what's eBay's fees these days? 13%. I mean, that's a lot of cabbage. $650 that you're going to pay to inflate your own market. I mean, nobody would do that. I don't know. I have no idea. At any rate, let's get my good buddy Chris on the screen here. Hey, Chris, how are we feeling this week?
Good, man. How about you?
I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. Still a little tired, but otherwise recuperated. I'm excited to get back home, because it's like the last trip there, to start packing and really just get things done. Maureen's been up there. She left a little over a week ago, so she's been packing and throwing things out. So I don't know what it's going to look like when I get there, but it'll feel good.
Part is nerve-wracking.
Yes, exactly. Marcus says they get the fees back. Do they get the fees back? Oh, if they back out, if somebody he buys it and backs out, I don't understand the shit. See, that stuff isn't in my. I could never think of doing stuff like that. So it just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah,
I'm not that kind of buyer.
Same.
Or seller.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, it's we got to look at some good artwork this week.
We got to rip through some artwork.
We do, because I got to pack tonight still.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, I didn't plan today very well.
I'll do like 3 or 4 words. How about that?
All right. Well, and I picked 12 pieces of art. I don't know how.
Oh, Bill.
What was I thinking? I had a hard time getting rid of the arts, this time around. I couldn't do it. I wanted to, but everything I tried, I was like, no, that's not going to work. So, all right, let me.
Hey, everybody who's asking in the chat, I feel 100%, and thank you for asking.
Yes, COVID is not to be messed around with right now. Even though it's like not like it was in the early days. I mean, I've had a few friends get sick in the last couple of months too. So I'm going to be wearing a mask at Heroes. I can tell you that, at least a lot of it. I mean, I don't want to, because I want to feel like we're over it, but at the same time, it's like, at least when we're inside. That's why I'm hoping that when we're at the Bari, that we can spend a lot of time outside if they're having the food trucks and everything, because I'd rather be I want to hear George play for sure, but I'd rather be able to converse, and if we can be hanging and doing that outside. I mean, I want to kick your butt on Pac-Man at least once, Chris. But
I'm more of a Street Fighter 2 or like Samurai Showdown guy, but yeah, we'll get that done.
Well, you'll whoop me on those, because that was after my time. Space Invaders, Galaga, that sort of thing, was my sweet spot.
Gotcha.
All right. Well, let's start looking at some art here. Let's see. Gabriel Del Atto. He was at Lake Como, if I'm not mistaken. So this is in JM. Wait, let me double check here. JMT's CAF collection. Oh my goodness, look at that. The size of that one.
Wow.
With Del Atto, man. Wow. That's a beauty.
So I kind of picked this for really one reason, which is I am absolutely in love with that effect that he used across the top of the piece to make it seem like the venom goop or whatever is in motion, and therefore it's kind of like he makes you focus, or he makes it appear as though your eye is focused on venom. So the stuff that's going on the top is quote unquote out of focus, but he painted it that way.
That is really, I didn't even notice that. That's
Great
nice.
trick. Great trick.
Wow. I mean, I want to go back and look over at that. Not for, yeah, he's amazing. I love Delato's work. That's even you can see the blur in the hand too. I mean, it's not even, it's all of that. You're right. I mean, that's wow. That's so funny. I did not notice that.
Yeah, no, I think what's super cool about it is, Marcus commented, yeah, it's the motion, but it's not just the motion. It's almost as though it's a photo of Venom that you're looking at, and the camera had focused on the figure, and so therefore the stuff that was going on like a little more like out of frame wasn't captured in focus.
Right. Yeah, no, this is This is an amazing piece. It's funny. I looked at it and I knew, wow. I mean, it's a Delato. It's cool, but yeah. Thank you, Chris.
I don't even like Venom. I just think it's cool.
I'm not a Venom fan either, to be honest. I mean, that's past my time of reading, but wow, it's so funny when I kind of glanced at this for the pickup. I focused on the sharp part. I didn't focus on the blur at all, and so I didn't have the time to analyze it. But that's.
Oh, Marcus actually said he put that in his comment. Can you scroll down? Sorry, Marcus, I didn't read your comments.
Great photo lens style with the 4.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Dang. All right.
Great minds, Marcus.
Wait a minute. Here, you know what? I don't think I've done one of these live before.
Oh,
there we go. Now I've added a like onto Marcus's comment.
Look out.
All right. Did I like the art? Yes, I did. All right. Nope. This is a great piece to start with. And hey, the thing is on this one.
Yeah. What do you know?
By Lee Weeks.
One of my favorite thing stories ever is this Shadows and Light that Lee Weeks did. And the cover to this is absolutely insane. It's amazing. And all the interiors are so good. And that bottom panel just absolutely makes the whole thing. He's, I think, low-key, in spite of not having like a significant run at any time on Fantastic Four, is one of the best thing artists living. So
yeah. No, this is a beautiful page. I mean, everything about it, the panel layout, wow. Even the thing there in that last panel is just great. Man, everything about this thing and reminiscent of what is the thing? What is the one with the thing in the rain? What is it? No, I can't even think of the FF.
Oh, This Man, This Monster.
This Man, This Monster. Thank you.
But
reminiscent of that, right? I mean, the rain and I mean that's so nice. Well, I like Lee Weeks, man. He's awesome. I've never owned anything by him, but his style is so slick. Nice. Very nice pickup. I did not see this one when it was added to CAF.
Oh, even more glad I picked it then.
Yeah. All right. So number 3, Simon Bisley, Grendel.
Yeah, this is a nostalgia pick for me. Pretty. I think this is like Bisley kind of at the height of his power. This is I was big into Grendel when this stuff was coming out. So, and not taking away anything from the art, it's beautiful. Nostalgia pick.
Nothing wrong with that. I've only read like one Grendel comic book. I've never.
Oh, Bill.
Well, remember, I still have to see Akira.
You didn't see Excalibur. You didn't read Excalibur either. I don't know what I'm criticizing you about Grendel for.
I don't know. I mean, I think when I was reading comics in that time period, with the Elementals, of course, everybody knows I love that. I think I kind of got burned out, and I thought maybe I was like, Grendel, what is it? Is it really something I should be reading? Is it another one of those just gimmick off, indie kind of titles, and it was one that I intentionally avoided. When I'd go to the comic shop, I don't know why, but I did, and I'm kind of regretting it now, right? I mean, Grendel's there's a Netflix series coming out of some kind. And,
I guess, yeah. I think the Dark Horse stuff, honestly, is especially good. It's worth reading.
All right. Well, maybe should I just start at the beginning, or is there something you should recommend to me?
It's so like each arc is so different and like jumps around in time and like whatever. You can kind of start anywhere. I would pick a story arc with an artist that you like.
Okay.
So like, and just go from there. Like if you like Teddy Christensen or, the Pander brothers or whomever, you kind of can't go wrong. This stuff is from like the far, far future. And like, it's hard to explain and I won't go into it because we're short on time.
Okay.
We'll talk about it at Heroes maybe.
I have a lot to learn. Yes. Hopefully by the time Heroes rolls around, I've at least picked up one of the series and I can at least talk with some knowledge about it.
Oh, Lutz just said he just bought his first Grendel and it's one of the Bikovic issues. That's a great place to start, man. That's maybe one of the best.
All right. I should write that down.
Edvin Bikovic, like awesome, unbelievable artist and died young and didn't really get to contribute a whole lot outside of that one phenomenal Grendel arc.
All right. Well, then that's on my list then. And how could we go this week without showing something by Jason, right?
Mm-hmm.
He not only, this one, but he had the Jim Lee and, but this was actually, remember how you got your picks. I had my picks and I didn't send them to you. This was the only pick that I made that matched the 10 that you had too.
Okay.
Because
not bad.
This was such a nice cover. I mean, the composition, everything about it, the tonal work, just beautiful.
I think my favorite thing about this is this is a weird comment, but the spatial arrangement of the figures on the left half of the cover, there's good separation between all of them, which really gives a sense of depth to the whole thing, to the scene. So, the fact that like Beast is like, you can see that Beast is, kind of like closest to Forge, but like furthest away from you. And then like, there's just layers of those figures and like the way he overlapped them, they all stand out.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole thing just works really nicely as a result.
Nope, I agree. I picked this one over his Jim Lee because I just thought this thing was amazing. I mean, I'm looking at it now and it's like, I don't know the story on this one at all, but everything about this piece is just beautiful.
And it's really subtle, but look at the look on Forge's face. He's got a really like evil grin. It's great.
Yeah. No, this is, I love it. I want to read this book now, whatever it is. What is it from? X-Force 27. All right. I'm sold. Okay. Vlad's Gallery. Liam Sharp, Wonder Woman. Wow. This is really
good. Come on. That right panel.
Yep.
That's bananas.
Man. Yeah, Liam is, I love his work. Another guy whose work I have never owned anything by him, but wow.
I did not give him nearly enough credit. In my mind, he kind of originally made his mark, at least to me, as like a Bisley imitator.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of incorrectly wrote him off for a long time and then happened to see what he was doing on Green Lantern with Grant Morrison and completely like did a 180 on Liam Sharp. And like this, I mean, this is clear evidence. Like, he's in an entirely new, tier or milieu or whatever you want to say. This is just amazing illustration.
No, it is. It really is. Wow. Nope. I need to add a piece by Liam into my CAF.
I'm with you.
Oh, look at here. We got the Thing again.
Yeah, a couple great ones. I had to do it.
I don't blame you. This would have been one of my picks, I think. But I skipped it over because I was like, I picked Kirby too much, but Giacoya inks on this one. This is This is great. Lots
It's
of bricks.
it's thing on thing crime too. I mean, how do you? That's great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is. Let's see. Yeah, those are. I mean, doggone it. I love Kirby's work.
And
I mean,
I'm actually going to be selfish for a second and put out an impassioned plea to all of our viewers. There is a FF63 thing battle page by Kirby and Sinnott in Heritage next month. And if you have a soul, please, for the love of God, let me win it. It's all I've ever wanted. It is all I've ever wanted.
This one page, really? Or just something from that book?
This page checks every single box I've ever had to get a Kirby FF page, and so it'll probably be way out of my price range as a result. But by God, I'm gonna try.
Well, hey, when the opportunity is there, you got to strike or try.
I literally looked at like selling my car. I've looked into. I'm not making it up. I have looked into selling my car.
Could you ride your bike to work for the next 12 months?
I work from home. That's part of it.
Oh, well, shoot.
I basically go to the grocery store.
Sell your car.
I know.
You can get groceries delivered.
Yep. Aranga, don't do it. Don't do it.
Oh man, yeah. This the Heritage auction is really going to be interesting to see for a lot of reasons. I mean,
I'm hoping that there's so much insane baller stuff in that auction. I don't need to worry about Wingo. He's occupied. I think like people that I might normally associate. Not that he would be buying a Kirby FF page, but you know what I mean. Like there's a lot of distractions.
Well, there you go. You've got Michael Callahan's rooting for you. Tyler T's telling everybody not to bid. Hey, we hear it all the time, right? The Steeler says, "I'll keep off that piece if you keep off that piece," right?
Yeah, so that's all I'm asking for. Is
all you're asking.
A teeny bit of consideration. Yeah, here we go. ML, damn you.
Well, Michael Callahan's confirming it's a great page because he's looking at it right now. So
it's incredible.
I'm going to have to go over there now too. I got
things in every panel. He's fighting Blastar, who I absolutely love. One of my favorite villains.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, and he says it's clobbering time in the last panel. I mean, it's every single box.
Dang.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be highly sought after. There's no way around that. But
no, my wife is mad at me. Let's put it that way.
Well, yeah, good luck. We'll see how this works out. I guess we'll either be crying over beers or celebrating over beers at Heroes.
Yep, that's right.
All right, let's see. What do we got next here is Flashpoint by Edward Rizzo. Oh, man, this one's, again, another artist I've never owned anything by, but Rizzo is just so nice. There was a couple nice Rizzos in Comic Art Live that I even considered too. But yeah, this is a great piece.
I really like the Thomas Wayne character, and I like his costume design is really cool to me. I mean, it's Batman, but it's got its own, it's instantly recognizable thanks to those little shoulder spikes as being Thomas and this red circle. But who does this positive negative relationship any better than Eduardo Rizzo? So that's why I picked it.
No, I completely agree. Too much finger painting for Batman, says Marcus.
He's been really busy finger painting.
And he's really not happy with the results. See, you can't unsee that after Marcus.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Marcus. But yeah, but really nice here. He said he used some heavy white paint in there, whiteout or something to get the some of it's paper, but you can definitely see like the blood, particularly on the arms. He went back in with white. Yeah, no, nice, very, very, very nice. And whose collection? Oh, Michael Clow. Okay, he has posted I think more pieces than I own in the last week or two. I know. Well, I was going through using my statistical analysis, going through the most comments and most liked art and stuff. He had a ton of stuff. Mm-hmm. You could have picked him and none of it's bad. No, well, right. I was just half of my picks could have been from that guy's collection. So, hey, sometimes it happened. They dump them out all at once. But,
Yeah.
Or else he hit the lottery. So here, let's see. We've got Kirk, and this is Anacleto. Look at that.
Yeah. It's just like incredibly tightly rendered, borderline photorealistic. The way that he pushes and plays with values on his pieces is, really second to none. To say nothing of the fact that, like, look at how well grounded the figure is, like amongst the, the treasure and everything. I mean, that in itself, like making a figure like land like that in a really busy composition and having it all looks correct, right? It doesn't look like she's floating or buried or, whatever. This is wizardry.
No, I completely agree. Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, no, I've always admired his work. What's that?
I just noticed that big snake.
Oh, I didn't even
see
notice
it before. Yeah,
there's
a lot going on here.
Oh man, well, a very good pick there. Now, is this in Kirk's collection or is it? It's not for sale. Yeah, love this. So he sold a previous Red Sonja cover and bought this for himself. Yep. Kirk really has. I mean, it's funny. He has an interesting eye for the works that he picks up because he does pick up a lot of early Marvel work and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But he does like the guys he reps. He does buy a lot of artwork from them. So cool. That's really nice. Let's see. We got two more. Oh, Michael Clow. Or I think it's Clow or Chloe.
Yeah, I don't know. I would say Clow.
All right, I'm going with Clow too. So here's your second pick from Michael. Wow.
Yeah, cool. I hadn't seen this character before. I guess the character is called Abyss, but I really like the character design, which lends itself to a cool, painterly ink job here.
Mm-hmm.
And this is Jorge Molina, and he's just on a tear. I mean, you could make an argument that stuff on the left looks, almost particularly the panel in the middle with the bullet holes,
mm-hmm.
looks like it should be digital, but it's not. This is traditional, and he does work digitally too. So yeah, I just thought this was awesome. Just incredibly well rendered.
Yeah, I mean, I love the. This panel here, the action in that one, but it's funny. This this little sliver of black just kind of keeps your eye in there from falling off the page. It's as an element, but yeah, no, everything about this, the action lines on the character there with the blam blam. I mean, that's so graphic, but like you just said, it's it almost looks like it could have been done digitally because of the level of detail in this stuff. Wow. Nice pick. I did not see this one on CAF, so I appreciate you picking that one out. And Felix. Now this one I did see.
Yeah, so artistically or stylistically, kind of on the other end of the spectrum here.
Mm-hmm.
And I picked this because I really like Andrew McLean's style, but I have to say that a lot of times when I see him take on a commission, I think, like, is this really like the best idea for, his style? You know what he's going to do, right? Because he does what he does. But this, in spite of the fact that, like, I might make like a knee-jerk judgment to say, like, I don't see Andrew McLean and Dark Knight meshing, but look at this. It's awesome.
Yeah, no, it's really, really good. And I would have probably thought the same thing. How's it going to work?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So yeah.
And the TV screens in the background are just dead on, like Frank Miller, almost pastiches.
Yeah. No, this is really nice. Does he see? Well, it's clearly a commission. Not a lot written there by Felix, but I'm sure Felix could talk a great deal about why he loves Andrew's work. Wow, very nice. Well, congratulations to Felix. His collection just keeps getting better and better and better.
Mm-hmm. And he's been posting lately.
He has.
So kudos to that.
Yeah, I talked a lot with him over the weekend. I kind of hung out with him before the panels, talked with him after the panels. He had a pretty good time this weekend. So it was a good show for him. And he had those art sales too in a couple of the panels, and given a percentage back to me. So that was really nice of him.
That's cool. I only made the Nick Klein panel, but that was fun.
It wasn't that one piece that he did just for fun with the boat chariot and the goat.
Oh, with horse chariot and
the
tooth gnasher and tooth grinder. Man,
that was, oh my god, that guy's so
I like how
talented.
Didn't he say for my personal amusement?
Yeah, right. I was like, what?
Love it.
I mean, that took you. Well, I look at that's like a couple weeks worth of work there. And I was thinking, I wonder how many people emailed Felix. Can I buy that piece of art?
Yeah,
you can circumvent trying to get a commission from the guy,
right?
So,
yeah, just have that be my commission. Thanks.
Right. Because weren't they talking about he had a commission list or something?
Yeah,
that he hadn't gotten to in a while.
I think some are. I think.
Well, I can see when he's making stuff like that for his own personal amusement, that you can see why he can't get to those commissions.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, just keep hoping that one day he gets to yours. So let's see, what do we got here? Okay, my picks now. Of course, like I said, I picked 12. What was I thinking? But let's see here. I was trying to be funny initially because it was like I was picking pieces and every one of them had Cyclops on it. And
Here it is. Yep.
I hate to say because I actually dropped one off and it was Ruben's Cyclops. I don't know why, because I was like, no, people aren't going to like seeing Cyclops this often. But let's see here. Let me try to resize my screen a little bit. That's a little bit better. But all right, so what do we got here from Larry? Larry's always adding good stuff, but this Lytle piece was just too darn cool to pass up. I love the. I just loved everything about it. It just
all those villains,
you got all the villains, and and again, it's just a fun cover. I mean, what was the book that it was from? I didn't even pay attention to that. Classic X-Men.
I'm not the biggest X-Men guy. Why is Firelord there?
Because Firelord fought Jean and sort of the team, I guess, and like what was it, episode or what book was it? 10.
Okay. Yep.
I can't even remember what issue number it was. It was an early one. But
ML's comment on this is gold, by the way.
Oh, it's already off the screen on mine. Where'd it go? Or I'm not even.
No. On this art. Sorry.
Oh, on the art. Oh, I thought you meant in the chat. No. Issue 106 says Ted. Okay, I knew it was before 107, but it had to be after 104. So there you go. 106. What did Mikhail say on this thing? She's dead, Scott. Move on. He couldn't. Yes. At any rate, I love this one, and just so Ruben knows, I love the Grummet cover as well. It was totally awesome. But I picked this one, and then I also picked I picked the John Romita Jr. X-Men page, guys. Okay, because I was still reading the X-Men books at this point. This is in Mig's CAF gallery, but this page is just freaking awesome.
That's tremendous.
God, and I look at it now and I'm thinking, why didn't I include John Romita Jr. in my top 5 X-Men artists when I see this page? Okay, when I see this page, because look at that. I mean, every one of these panels is brilliant.
There's a fastball special on there, for God's sake.
Right, exactly. I mean, and it ends with that because this panel here where they're getting shot is just great. I love this first panel with them barging in. The robots coming out at them or whatever they are, and I mean everything. This is just a fantastic, phenomenal page. I would love to own this John Romita Jr. Page. Even though most of the ones I see, I don't care a lick about. This is from issue 200, and congratulations to Miggs. You didn't get that. You didn't get that one art at Lake Como. Tatiana got it, but you got this instead. So nothing wrong with that.
This is great. Yeah, I actually think I'm not a John Romita Jr. fan by any stretch of the imagination, but I think his best work is on X-Men. So Take that for what it's worth.
Okay. And Ruben just said it was okay that I ended up kicking his out because of the Lido was better. Well, I don't know. I actually really like the Grummet piece, to be honest. Very fair. But so again, Cyclops was in that one. Then Cyclops was in this one. Although I think that wasn't there something funny about this piece? I don't know why. I remember talking to a collector or someone about it, like because that first panel has Cyclops in it. But I think that it was like someone who owned this page had said something like that. Maybe that was actually Angel beforehand, and they did some funky like something to make him end up having Cyclops visor because it doesn't quite look right as Cyclops, right? But there he was again. Let's see here. You can't see it in the art, but like something about the
He doesn't. Yeah, he's not tall enough.
Something's wrong. Like, but and I don't know who I talked to about this piece, but since I've talked about a lot of art on this show in the past, but at any rate, Kirby, from issue 2. I mean, not the Vanisher isn't much of a villain, but you get
although this is the second appearance of the Vanisher in tonight's show, so.
That's true.
He's in the previous one too.
Mm-hmm. So there you go. I just I had to pick it because I'm an X-Men fan. So this is my 3rd mutant page in a row. So I couldn't do a 4th one. That was the problem, Ruben.
It's your show, Bill.
Yeah, it is my show. I can do whatever I want. So Cyclops. We were joking about Cyclops. I even threw Cyclops in the intro to the Dueling Dealers episode yesterday. He got run over by Wolverine. So
Jean's still gonna pick him every time.
Yes, she will. All right. I did like this one. And this, of course, is in Anker's CAF gallery. Anker, it's a beauty. I mean, everybody knows how much I love the X-Men characters. And as a Kirby page, I'd take that one in a heartbeat. All right, over to Duke Fleed. And we know Duke loves his Gru. And
I might say he's the #1 Gru fan.
He is. I think I would probably call him the #1 Gru fan too. But this one is just fantastic. I think didn't I feature a piece by Sergio a couple weeks ago, like a DPS or something. But this cover is it's so gorgeous. I mean, so much action going on behind the characters in here. Lots of stuff. It's busy, but it's exactly what you'd want in something by Sergio. I mean, and the humor in it is just. I mean, look, you got that one barbarian. He's upside down. Just everything. I mean, the more I look at this piece, the more I like it. And I'm sure Duke feels the exact same way. Look at that. Look at the detail on that. Gosh.
I was actually looking for Gru. Now I see him.
I know. He's almost lost in it. When I was making the show thumbnail, I was like, I might have to turn the thing a little bit because I want to get Gru in there. And I didn't. I was able to just get like his head in the image that I used. But this is great. Congrats to #1 Gru fan. Man, I love that. Did you get a lot of comments on that one? I hope. Oh, Dino's in there early. Kale, yeah, he got a. Oh, look. there's
infamous song parodies.
Yep. And he always links to them too. I love that. So, okay, we got a lot of good comments on that.
It's Duke. I mean, he's a draw.
He is a draw. Congratulations, Duke, on this one. All right, now Paul P's collection added this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cover. Just fun. I love painted artworks, as everybody knows, and I just thought this piece was great. I love taking a logo and throwing it into the art like that. I mean,
yeah, that's very cool.
Yeah, just really, really nice. And I mean, Rambo-y kind of character. It's just fun, just totally fun. And I didn't even read let's see. Oh, he did write some stuff there. I'll have to go back and go through there. But just kind of offbeat from what you'd expect Paul to collect, right?
Yeah. This issue was on the wall in a local comic store for a long time when I was a kid. So this is a fond memory for me.
I love it. Sorry, I was reading through the chat to get caught up here. Let's see. What is Jeff saying? Tune in. Don't forget to tune in live on Tuesday to the 4C channel. Sergio will be sketching for the Cartoons
that's cool.
Society Foundation. Yeah, that's that. Thanks for the reminder, Jeff. You guys should hit me up with an email too. I can get it in the CAF news because I probably will forget. So tell Ken to send me something, and I'll take care of you guys. All right, Neil Adams, Dick Giordano, Action Comics, $3.99 cover. This was in Michael Close collection. I just really like this one. Just it's so exemplary of just.
Yeah.
It's exemplary of why DC to me was always just so goofy, and I never wouldn't read it. Right? I mean, there's just why? What's this story about? It just doesn't make any sense, and they have too much on the cover. Who? Why? But again, it's Neil Adams, and it's beautiful. I mean, it's just a wonderful image, but everything about it are things that just would have turned me off from wanting to buy the book off the shelf. But great image.
Marvel tried to always have that more like gravitas, or Marvel was for like emo kids, I guess, back then before they were emo.
There you go. You must die like these two Supermen before you. It's coming out of they're like filing cabinets even. They don't even, at any rate, great Neil Adams piece. And again, another reason why Michael was on a roll, adding amazing art. Let me see.
Love the figural work on Superman. The standing Superman figure too. Like that's a very subtle, what he did with the pose there, how he's kind of like hunching forward almost. Like that's just great.
No, I mean, yeah. Nope, you getting it. Gosh, yeah. I love the art on that one. All right, Batman, Dark Victory, Tim Sale. I've shown a lot of Tim Sale artwork, but I just can't get enough of it. This central panel is just amazing. I love the stark contrast. So the lighting on Batman, Gordon, everything about this scene is just so cool. So
the emotion on Gordon in that last panel too. I mean,
yeah, no, and even that. Look at the first panel. It's like all it's a pair of feet and a pair of hands, basically, but it's visually interesting. It's really, really visually interesting, and then the way the word balloons are placed, everything about that, the layout of that one panel is just fantastic. And there's just and Batman's knee. I didn't even notice it because But yes, just a great page, and Michael just he kept. See, I hope I didn't pick too many of them. I don't always look at the owner's name, so
I don't either.
I hate to say it.
This is interesting too. Panel 1 to panel 2, the continuity, like the staging of the shot, like Batman hasn't moved, right? Which is a subtle like pacing thing, but it's there, and Sale thought to do it, which I think is awesome.
I agree. It's not Cyclops, says Marcus. It was not. I steered clear, I think, of Cyclops after those first three.
Cyclops is on that stretcher in the background. He just got his ass beat by the Vanisher.
Oh, man. All right. Another like on Michael's artworks tonight. So here's one from Jason Schachter from Juanjo Garnido.
Love that.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, look at that. Look at this. Just such great storytelling.
Yeah.
I mean, oh, gosh. I got to meet Juanjo, one of the big wows. I mean, he's a cool dude. And his art's just simply mind-blowing.
Next level. Yeah, that's a great way to put it. And especially because there's really no parallel for this in life, right? Like he's not drawing this from like the figures and stuff, obviously, but like the what he's able to do with the expressions on these like anthropomorphic animal faces, that's all that's all from whole cloth. He's crafting that all.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I didn't see this comment before when we were showing the Neil Adams cover, but Rich Cirillo, who would know, says, funny story. Stanley once asked Neil why his covers were better for DC than Marvel. Neil replied, because their editors don't change my work.
That's awesome.
Oh, damn! That I wish I would have seen
So
that
good.
one show on the DC cover because I mean, it's so it's so well drawn, but that's funny.
Mhm.
Neil never pulled any punches with anybody. Let's see. Michael Callahan says he's completely unfamiliar with this artist and title. Is this old or new? I don't know what year this is from, but Wano's been doing this this stuff for ages. Let's see. He picked. Oh, and this got. Well, Jason was at Como, and I know Wano was there as well, so he picked this up at the show. That's nice. But no, I don't even know how long has been Wano been doing Black Sad. I mean, I'd have to go back and look.
Oh, a long time, a couple decades.
I was gonna say it's at least. I was gonna say 18 years or so. So yeah, probably 20. But definitely look him up. He's an incredibly talented guy. Go to CAF. Check out the art on CAF. I mean, he does some incredible con sketches too. I mean, he's just a really talented guy. So nice pickup by Jason. Jason's got a good eye. All right, so here is one from Mikhail, Wes Craig, Deadly Class. I like the, it's fun. Well, if you look at I can show the published piece too. So the artwork was done in ink and then with green, and then here, this is the way the published piece turned out from that first one. So the colorist, does some changes on there, but I just thought the green was just so cool as as their choice and kind of like fleshing out the shading and the depth on the piece. I've never seen anything like it. When I saw it, I'm like, you know what? I just have to feature it because I've never seen anyone work in this way before.
I mean, we're here to see originals, right? I mean, I think that's a really cool reason to feature this is because, to your point, this is how Craig chose to do it, was in green, and it may not make sense, to the casual observer, but obviously this is part of his process, and there's a reason for it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I love that. I love this tree, right? I mean, so few black, ink lines on here to define it, and then with the green, he's defining all the bark and the kind of the texture of it. Yeah. It's so unique. I mean, I've just never seen anything like it. And then just the depth and the greens appear to kind of separate the layers of the forest. Really cool. Mm-hmm. I mean, I want to own this piece. It's just so interesting.
It's almost like a color guide, but it's like a tonal guide.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, just this whole forest scene. And again, look at it. All the trees. Again, I really didn't look. The more I look at it, the more I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations, Mikhail. This one's a good one, and you helped me discover a technique that I've never seen before. So I got 3 more pieces here. Anthony Castillo and Ray McCarthy inks on this one. This is from a What If issue with Dr. Doom, kind of riffing on Burns. I don't remember which issue it was from, but just fun. I like the layout on it, and Burns' run on Fantastic Four, I just adored. I mean, I could not read those books enough. He just did such a great job with the storytelling on it. And so when I saw this piece, it made me think of all the reasons I love John Burns' run on that book. And this was one of the more fun, imaginative stories of that of his run, right? With them being, Doom having already knocked them all out, or and had him in the little mini set and everything. I mean, it was just such an interesting story that kind of evolved as you read it and learned where the characters, what was going on, and found out they were all unconscious, around this Doom's, evil plot. I mean, anyway, I saw this piece. I had to feature it just because I loved it, and I wanted to make sure everybody else saw it too.
Bill, can you drop out Michael's comment?
Oh, where is Michael's comment?
On the screen. It's still highlighted from.
Oh my gosh! I'm sorry.
That's right.
That's what happens when I'm in multiple screens here, guys, and I'm not looking at the comments.
I stopped seeing it, but the chat is in riot mode.
Oh my gosh! I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Man. All right. This is I got. Well, I'll tell you what. The problem is when I don't have my ultra wide monitor, So I've literally got things layered over everything else here, and so
It's also almost midnight, so.
Oh my god, I got
And you
to
still have to pack.
Yes. All right. 2 more pieces of art here because I picked 12. Here we go. Spectacular Spider-Man, issue 30, page 10. Mooney and Springer. We were talking about Mooney the other night with Stephen Davich, and so I was actually doing some searches for Jim Mooney on CAF, and I came across this page that way, and I thought, this was a pretty cool Jim Mooney page from. I was actually buying Spectacular Spider-Man. I don't know why. I think because this is issue 30. So like I couldn't get into Amazing really well because back then I liked to be able to buy like issue 1 and then own the whole run, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so when this series came out, I bought the first issue and I just kept buying them because I felt like I was actually getting to own a run on something. And so I really enjoyed the stories a lot. They were kind of offbeat in a lot of different ways, but as far as this page goes, just the inking seems a little heavy on it, but I like it. I've always been a fan of Mooney pencils as well. So just a fun, nostalgic page for me there.
Never seen him fight in a swimming pool before either.
No, not at all. Not at all. Didn't know he could hold his breath underwater like Namor. All right, one more artwork here for me. And and again, this is Ken Hazer, right? But it's in Mickey's collection. Let me get the light on here. But of course, and I had to read through Mickey's description here because he said Ken Hazer, an artist who's known for his work on Living Corpse series. He does a lot of work, of course, with Nick over at Dynamite, and he said he's been doing variant covers for Dynamite and did a series of covers as homages to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1 by Kevin Eastman, and this is the one he did for Red Sonja. And this is so fantastic.
It's pretty cool,
isn't it? I mean, when I saw it, I was just like, doggone it, this thing is it's so well done. And clearly Ken is a fast worker, right? I mean, you see all the stuff that he does for Nick every week, whether it's sketch covers or stuff like this. And so, I mean, to be putting out that much work and whether it's a sketch cover or this, everything is really, really nicely rendered. As an artist, I like his work a lot. I mean, he did the cover for me, right? And then I got a couple sketchbook or sketch covers from it as well. Everything's nice. So I saw this piece, and it's just fun. It's fun to see something like that, right?
It's cool, and it's such a singular, look and feel.
But at first, when I saw it as a thumbnail, I thought, I thought Ninja Turtle immediately, and then I clicked on it only to discover, it's Ken Hazer. So anyway, I thought it was really neat, and congrats to Mickey for picking that one out. I mean, that would have been one I would have picked out because it's back to nostalgic, and like the conversation I had with Steven on Tuesday was sometimes it's looking for the fun in the artwork, right? That is equally important to the story or the talent that was drawing it. It's like just finding things that make you smile, and and this piece of art just makes me smile. I'm not smiling because it's late. I'd be smiling more right now. But there's, I can't wait to get my ultra wide monitor back.
I'm sure.
But yeah, this has been a nightmare for me the last 2.5 weeks. I just can't handle this little thing. I almost went out and bought one last week, and then Maureen told me I wasn't allowed to spend any more money on myself. You just bought this house. You can't have another monitor. I'm like, well, I could give the other one to the girls. No. Yeah, the girls were probably like, yeah.
Yeah, you tried.
I did. I tried to get him a better monitor. So, all right. So Michael Callahan said it's a good 12th pick. There's an Army of Darkness one too. Really, Marcus?
Ooh, that's right up your alley.
Well,
did you see Doctor Strange?
I did. I went. I was going on Monday. That was it. I had to get, and we did. We went to like a 1:00 showing of it. So I'm very happy now.
So that had like Sam Raimi all over it. There were so many times, and I was like laughing to myself in the theater.
My daughter said it was the goriest movie she's ever seen because they don't watch horror too often. So my youngest daughter was like, Wow. She was sitting next to me in the theater. She cringed when the one Doctor Strange. Well, I guess we shouldn't talk about it, but at any rate, she, I could tell she was shaken at times. She's 17 and she's never seen she just, I don't know. They don't watch horror movies in the house. I love horror movies. But they said that too. They were like, but Dad, it wasn't really like a Marvel movie. I'm like, well, and they were being critical of Sam Raimi. That's the one thing that my kids, they pick things apart. And the thing is, they're usually really good at. They'll pick plot lines. I hate them because we'll be watching a show and 10 minutes into it, they're telling me what's going to happen 45 minutes from now.
I do that too.
They're almost always right.
Yeah.
And they got that
once you know the writing tropes, like even what I try to do for myself is not know how long a movie is. And if you don't know how long it is, you don't necessarily know when the various beats are going to happen. And so sometimes you can throw yourself a curveball.
Mm-hmm.
But if you know that it's like an hour TV show, you're like, okay, in 10 minutes, they need to do this. And then in 10 minutes after that, this is going to happen. And then by the end, like this, and this will happen, then it's done.
So you ruin movies for people in your family?
My wife, I do. Yeah, 100%. My brother sits one seat away from me in the theater because otherwise I lean over and I'm like, okay, now he's going to do this.
Man.
Anyway,
man.
It was great to see Bruce Campbell. I got a big kick out of that.
I did too. I mean, like I said, I found out he was in it beforehand, and so I was just waiting for the moment. But I was happy to see him. Yeah. But my kids, they hated. They actually said they didn't like the way he filmed it. They were talking all about camera angles and stuff as we were walking away, and I've never heard them talk about that. For usually it's the plot. They were like, they were talking, and they were literally used. I think Gwen used the word amateurish in it. I was like, how could you say that? I said he did that on purpose. I'm like, he did that on purpose. That's
his thing. Like he made his own movie.
And she was like, she actually hated the camera angles more than she hated the story. She really didn't like the way it was presented. And I was like, well, you're not going to like it, Evil Dead
no, because it's that times 10.
Right. What did I tell her? I said something about, he directed the first Spider-Man movie. She's like, oh, that's just terrible. She was so disappointed.
And the second and the third.
I know. She
part of the third.
She was not happy at all. But I feel like I have to make her go and sit down and maybe watch like Evil Dead or something, just to kind of get the pacing. Well, you're right. Maybe not. She'll probably just hate it. And it's my most beloved movie of all time. I probably don't want to know that my daughters hate it. But at any rate, yeah, they didn't like a lot about that movie. But I thought it was fine. I enjoyed it a lot.
I liked it too. There were things I didn't like, but the Raimi stuff was not.
That wasn't. Yeah, I had no gripes about it either. All right. Well, listen. I think I've really got to call it a night, Chris.
Yeah.
Great picks here, and I'm glad you're healthy, 100%. That's great.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to getting to hang out. Now, we remember, everybody, spend your $10 and go to that the Abari bar so that we can hang out, play video games, have a beer together.
Yeah.
And and I guess that's where I'm going to try to live stream from there for at least 20 minutes, probably out in the parking lot though. For our 100th CAF update will be that night on Thursday. But yeah, Chris, yeah, exactly. It'll be fun. It'll be a good time. Man, the bat symbol's too big on this, isn't it? It's almost like I've got to
get on your tonal.
Yeah, I'm going to have to get on my tonal.
That's
right. If I were a little bit bigger, the bat symbol would be a little bit smaller.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Maybe I can grow into this shirt. Oh,
my heroes.
Thanks a lot, Chris. Yeah, now you've practically guilted me into getting a tonal. All right. Good night, sir.
Night, guys.
Oh, man. All right, everybody. Thank you for hanging out with me for 2 hours and 45 minutes. And that was all mostly the Comic Art live chat. But I'm glad everybody had a good show this past weekend. Maureen and I really were very happy with the outcomes, as everybody knows. I'm looking forward to getting back to Ohio tomorrow and having my proper setup with the screens and everything. But I'll be back at it on Saturday night. If anybody wants to check out that artwork that Tatiana is going to have in her possession and is going to be consigning. Well, maybe not. It probably won't be in her possession because it's too valuable, but she'll be showing it off on Saturday night at 9 o'clock with me. On Friday, 9 o'clock, don't forget, is the MegaCon panel that I did with Bill and Ken. Check that out. That is a premiere. I'll probably pop in for that as well. So safe travels for me, from Michael. Thank you very much. We will see you again very soon. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks as always for